Welcome folks to another night of F3A here live from Brands Hatch. We are here for round number 2 of this brand new series. Let's have a quick look at some of the drivers out there for qualifying as we head to Brands Hatch for round number 2 of the Racecraft Euro Series. I'm joined once again in the commentary box by Dave Robertson. How are you tonight, Dave? It's a special track, this one that we all absolutely love.
Yeah, I love this place. It's the home of British motorsport in my book.
Mate, such a cool little track. Obviously the little jelly bean track. We're doing the full version today as well, so out into the trees, and there's so much history at this place. So, you know, such great races over the years. We've watched British touring cars, open wheeler classes as well. Just so much history. Yeah,
there's it's the home of the Formula Ford World Cup or Formula Ford Festival every year. There's some great events happened here over the years. Some big accidents. Jacques Lafitte broke his legs here. Johnny Herbert broke his legs here. There's been some big accidents. A dangerous circuit, but it's fabulous. It's a real driver's challenge, and the drivers just love this place.
Yeah, only a minute 15 to get around a lap here. So these they're quite agile and fast, these F3 cars at this place. And looking at the top times too, we got the top 10, half a second in it, not too much. And Damien Cairns just leading by a whisker over Dave Roberts, and it is super close at the top.
Yeah, these Damien and Adrian Loretti and Shaheen Raphael, they've been really battling that front position for qualifying. Been a really great little battle. I've been sitting here watching the times.
Yeah, just a minute to go. So this obviously the qualifying for our first of 2 races tonight, the silver class. They do a 35-minute race around this place, 1 pit stop required. And we saw some safety cars last week in round number 1, and then obviously later tonight we head into the big one, the gold 50-minute race. And once again, there was so much action last week and lots of good feedback too. I know we've got a new YouTube channel, plenty of people subscribing as this series kicked off, and it's good to see the popularity still there. And of course, people chiming in already as Sher comes in. If I could turn back time, there she is, Sher, right on cue. So thanks, Sher, and hello to everyone else tuning in. So yeah, Dave, big storms up your way, but we're here tonight, thank God.
Only just. I only got power back about 10 minutes ago, but we're here. That's all that matters.
Tropical weather.
Yeah, it was strange storm. It wasn't a storm front blowing through. It just sort of created itself over Brisbane and just dumped everything it could find. But we're all good. Now we're good. We've got power. So.
Well, we've got some new names out there tonight. We're about to go down to the grid shortly and go through them. I think Damien Cairns, just having a look at Benny out there and also Adrian, not really troubling the sectors, I don't think, on their final lap. I think Cairns might hang on to this one. Good to see Dave Baz in there as well, 8th place, and Julian George for Think Red Racing inside the top 12. He's out there just finishing his final lap. Look at that, within 0.6 of a second of the top Swanepoels there as well, 13th. And Cassidy Nins, or a lot of the regular names, just outside the top 10. But this is one class where, you can start outside the top 10. You can still come home with a podium. It is so incredibly tight at the front.
Yeah, this silver race is gold from a couple of seasons ago.
Yeah.
The pace they're doing is gold pace, but there's just that many more people here. And we've got a full grid tonight, I think. Almost two grids of 40. I think we're 40 and 37 or something rather.
Yeah, it's incredibly packed. So just before we go to the grid, we've also got to mention our fantastic sponsors as we do each week. Make sure you go on into tonight's code word, THAMES. It's the night's code word for that $99 package from VRS, and of course big thanks to Schots, Racecraft as well, and Lovely Stickers, the great sponsors for this series. But I think without further ado, we're going to head down to the grid. Gavin Nins just finishing up his lap, and I always comment on the beautiful liveries on the cars. Once again, the sun's shining here at Brands Hatch. Let's have a quick look at the weather, because they do look pretty out there. It's 19 degrees track temp, 22 degrees track temp and a 19 degree ambient temperature, so that'll help just grip up these cars, Dave.
Yeah, the temperature should not be too much of a problem. Temperature is never an issue in England.
That's it, right? At least it's not raining yet.
Well,
right?
Yeah, we don't have the facility yet. It's just sort of
soon.
Totally.
Coming soon. Right, everyone's off the track. We do not have anyone out on the circuit at this stage, and it looks like we are going to go and progress now to our first race of the evening. So I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully you are as well. Let's go down and call it as they start to grid up. So this is how they will Start tonight's race. Damien Cairns has jagged a pole position. Well done, Damien, for Taipan Esports. Dave Roberts alongside him. We'll see Pace Syndicate on the front row. Ben Brajan down there in third place, and Adrian Loretti, P4 on the grid. Mazzella as is in fifth place, with Griffiths out of sixth. Provenzali in seventh place, and Baz running out your top eight. Konitska and Smith running out the top 10 tonight. It's Taylor and George in 12th position on the grid. Head down to the second page. Swanepoel, Cassidis will round out that seventh row with Nins and Shepherd. Baldwin, Steen, Fayer and Quinn to round out the top 20. As they continue to grid up, it's Simpson, Johansson, Fawns and Minette down there in 24th place on the grid. 25th, big field of cars, it's Lachlan and Johnson. Kevin Little at the back. Johnny Lee Racecraft Simulations on 28th place on the grid, and big thanks to Lockley Capel in the safety car standing by. Hopefully won't be needed at the start of this race, but what's your pick to get down the hill and through turn one? It's quite a washout corner, Dave. We've got cold tyres here. What's the approach when you're trying to get through this first turn? So we just stand by for the rest of the cars to grid up. Dave's, I think he's gone. We'll get him back shortly. But we've got Damien Cairns there still waiting to grid up. Hey, he's back. I threw it over to you, Dave. I said, "What's the
right.
what's the critical?" You did answer me, did you? I did not hear it.
I did. It's over the crest of a hill, paddock hill bend, off camber, car gets light into a compression. So as the car gets light, got to be a little careful there on the cold tyres.
Very good. That's the answer we're looking for. We're 2 minutes into staging, waiting for the final cars to grid up. And like I said, I've already butchered a couple of these names tonight. There's a big one on the screen right now. Bazzali Aziz, I think that's how you pronounce the surname. Fantastic to have him in P5, starting off that third row of the grid. He'll get a good view. There it is right now on board. He's looking towards turn one, setting his focus down there, and shortly we'll hear the revs rise and we'll get underway. Damien Cairns, he's been quick, hasn't he? Consistent as well. Christine watching along says, I hope you're well. Wanted to give the birthday boy, Damien Cairns, a massive shout out. Have a ripper race. So he's happy birthday, Damien. How about that pole position for his birthday?
And very impressive on Valentine's Day, getting a cheers from the boss.
That's it. Happy Valentine's Day to all the lovers out there as well. All you lovers out there. So we'll see if we can't get a quick look here at Damien Cairns. He is live on the cameras for us tonight, so we'll get there shortly, and we'll see if we can't just get a bit of a wave as we generally do from Damien. So giving us full access once again to his simulator and a few other drivers as well. And there he is, getting set from pole position. So hold your breath. Let's get set to go car racing on a Tuesday night. We get away. A little bit of wheel spin at the back. Good start by one of the Pace Syndicate cars in the middle. It was Marcus Kaniska making a good run through the pack, and they come down over the curb cam for the first time. Look at the speed through there. Down the hill, Cairns held the start. We've got Kaniska after that great start, rolling back down the list. He's gone off into the wall, I think. Comes back on into a squeeze of cars, but other than that, the top 10 or so got away well. Clear for Cairns.
Yeah, Marcus has managed to avoid the wall there. The car's still straight, so he's fine. He'll come back through the pack.
Yeah, Kaniska did get that early jump and looked good off the start. A couple of them made up some spots. Swanepoel, we've got another car around in the background, further back up the order. I'm not sure who that was, but you might have seen it was...
We do. There's Brant Johnson.
Brant Johnson, yeah.
Kevin Little, Andrew Lachlan, Marcus Kaniska unfortunately rejoining, Peter Minette and John Le, all involved in a little accident there at the back of the field.
Okay,
they're all going. They're all still going.
Yeah, off on the grass too. Ricky Provenzal just dropped down a position. Swanepoel just in front of him, and Lockie Taylor sneaks through. So Ty Swanepoel up 3 spots, Taylor up 2, and moving along nicely. I'll tell you what, Zali is up 2 spots as well, and Dave Baz, after qualifying well, finds himself in 4th position, up 4. Whoa, just as I say that, I put the mockers on him. He gets sideways and big contact.
And he's clobbered.
Big contact between 3 cars coming back onto the main straight. They all sneak into the pit lane to get repairs.
Opportune place to have the accident with the pit lane.
Yeah, if you're going to have it somewhere, that's probably the place to do it. As down the hill, we ride on board with Jared Steen, 10th place, up 8 positions already in this race. Just locks a break. We're seeing this usual struggle on cold tyres. When will they learn? It takes, 2-3 laps to get these things really dialed in on these tyres.
really is 3 laps to get full temperature, and I noticed there Marcus Konecka whipped into pit lane as well at the end of the first lap, but they probably are not going to be able to get enough fuel on board to finish the race. That I would think. I think we have a safety car. Maybe not.
Standing by for that if we do. So far so good, and we're looking at Gavin In's just in front, but up front I'm just having a look at Cairns. There he is. He's pulled out a 1.2 second margin over David Roberts, who's in the Pace Syndicate car, and then the top Dave Roberts, your alter ego. The top 3 have dropped. P4 Robbie Griffiths, he's further back now by 5.8 seconds, and then a huge battle between Smith and Taylor in behind. They go wheel to wheel up on the outside. I think it was Smith. Is it Taylor on the inside? Yeah, so they're going to go wheel to wheel down the pit straight, and it's Swanepoel trying to get amongst this for behind, but there's no room to get through. Wow, slow car right on the apex of the turn as well. That could have been nasty.
Luckily it wasn't.
I think that may have been a car feeding out of the pit lane. Really awkward place to be on the racetrack.
Yeah, so we've got there Damien Cairns. He's got himself a nice little break off the front of the pack here, and I think he's hoping they're going to get all involved in fighting with each other. But Dave Roberts got his head down chasing him. We've got Shaheen in third there, who's a new guy tonight at his first run with us, running in third place. How good's that for a debut?
Yeah, it's decent, isn't it? And you've just got to be really dedicated to get out there, get a good lap in qualifying, and then for these first couple of laps, whilst driving fast, still drive within yourself. And that's what Cairns is doing. He's rattling off good lap times. So watch out for Roberts, who just puts in a 1:17.0. He's just turning up the week a little bit behind. Now, is he starting to mount a challenge? Maybe he just took a little bit longer for those tyres to come in, and now he's feeling more comfortable. Cairns, he needs to try and continue. He just pick up the toe here, Cairns, from a car in front of a back marker, as he does a 16 now, a 16.4. He does answer the question for Dave Roberts, so the pace is lifting.
Yeah, and they're in fourth place. Robert Griffiths, I think he's fairly new to the series as well. And right behind him, we've got Jürgen Smith, who is another new guy to the series, and he's got a pack on his tail.
Yeah, it's really busy in that mid-pack as well, isn't it?
Yeah, so you've got Jürgen Smith, Lachlan Taylor, Swanepoel, Julian George and Gavin Innes, all there packed together, chasing down. If they're smart and they work together, they might be able to give themselves a bit of tow to help get back up on the front of the grid.
Yes, Steen and Faye just in behind as well, and Baldwin. I got to show you this. Check out Adrian Loretti's rig. He's given us full access to his sim tonight as well. There he is, and that's pretty sweet. That's a ripper looking. Yeah, it's full motion. Yeah, motion. So he's
very nice.
He's kicking around there. That looks great, isn't it? The big screens. He's even got the bezel blends in there. That looks great.
That is a serious bit of kit. Or should I say, a serious bit of kitten?
A bit of kitten, nice. So yeah, it's good to have him giving us access as well. And currently down in 25th place, he's taken that early pit stop. Hopefully we'll bounce back as we look at Wayne Shepherd. He's right with Ricky in 14th place, Ricky Bobby, as they battle together here ahead of Steve Cassidas. So it's busy out there on the racetrack. We're only 5 minutes into a 35-minute race.
Yeah, 5 minutes in, 30 minutes to go, and a pit stop in there somewhere, and it's Brands Hatch.
It's Brands Hatch.
It's a tough track. It's a tough track. The rise, the fall, up, down, blind crests, blind corners, high speed, and super high speed corner at the end of the back straight. It's a really tough little challenge.
Oh, spin here for Brad Johnson, who's on screen right now, and he's got the look on. He's got the "We love you" look. That's a nice little touch on his screen there, but hopefully they haven't put the mockers on him. He's just gone around and he gets himself pointing back in the right direction. But yeah, unfortunately, he was doing well too, but he still maintains 18th place and still forward 8 spots from where he started, so not too bad.
And 30 minutes to go, 18 spots is nothing.
Yeah, that's it. So plenty of time to bounce back, and there's this battle brewing with Wayne Shepherd. Let's just ride on board for a moment with Ricky, who's just tucked in behind. And what's the deal to try and get a good overtake here? If you're too close to the car in front, is that going to hinder you a little bit? Do you need to hang back a little bit?
Yeah, what you want to do is try and hang back a little bit on the entry. get better mid-corner speed, so you come out with he's got the new Haas livery on. There you go, the brand new Haas F1 livery. But get a little bit of a run in them, so you've got a little bit of speed on the car in front. Then use the toe as well. Then you can get by them. If you're just sitting behind them and you're too close, you don't get that. You don't get to use the toe. You've got to run into that empty airspace to get the speed up in front of the car and then pop it at the last minute.
Yeah, it's interesting, and Ricky does get through. There was a lot of side-by-side action there, and both of them good respect shown. They got through without any contact. So good racing, as we see Darren Fayer now put a move on Gavin Nins, the Kitten Racing moving up another position. So we're impressed with Kitten's racing last week. They bounced back again tonight. Their top driver at the moment is Darren, and sitting up there in 9th place, up 10, as we see John Baldwin, I think, has just crashed the car. That's broken rear suspension. That could be the end of his evening.
Yes, that's going in a few different directions all at once.
Will they call a safety car there, or is that out of the way?
That's out of the way.
So we'll wait and stand by for race control
That's out of the way.
direction.
I don't believe you'll see a safety car on that.
Yes, you can tow from there.
Yeah, permission given to tow, so he's out of there, which is good.
No safety car.
That's one of the advantages of having you in here, Dave. After spending so much time in race control as well, you can almost predict the future. It's great.
I don't have to predict the future on a safety car. Yes, on the result, no.
And obviously, as you said, just to explain to the viewers, we've got a manual safety car in this series. So it's not iRacing calling the safety car, it's actual live race control. And they deem in that situation that the car is off the track. In the real world, you'd probably drag that back behind the barrier, and just a virtual safety car or local yellows would be required, and that's it.
Yeah, so that's pretty much what it is. If you've got a car that's off the track and it's off the racing surface and really out of harm's way, that we're probably controlled by a local yellow, so we won't look at that. But if the car comes to rest on the race circuit and is deemed dangerous to other vehicles, you would normally get in the real world get a safety car, and they'll call a safety car then. And we don't use the iRacing safety car. Lachlan Capel drives the safety car, and he comes out, and we control that as well, so we can control the speed and control when we want it out, when we want it in, and we can say, okay, send the safety car out immediately, and then he'll let some cars past and pick up the leader, exactly as it is in the real world.
Yeah, it's so cool. Quick look at Jurgen Smith at the moment for W Area 51 Sim Sports Racing. How's that for a team name?
Yeah, it's awesome. I love great. It's great the teams that are involved. It puts a bit of camaraderie in there, and puts another whole element to the performance of people. When you're running for yourself, if you have a bad night, you go, it doesn't matter. But when you're running in a team, you've got a responsibility to the other guys in the team as well. So it puts a bit more pressure on, and you find that it just adds that whole other level to the racing.
I tell you what, he's having to work hard. Look at the way that steering wheel is working his arms too. He's got that yanked right up. He's got the full force feedback in motion here, and he's having a great battle with Lockie Taylor from 75 Sim Sports, who was close to him, but he's just pulled away slightly on this lap. He's done well.
Could be getting an arm pump in a minute.
Yeah, he's working hard. Watch through the turns. Look at that. Really having to bite at the wheel, and the wheel's biting back.
It's a very determined face he's wearing there as well.
It is. Oh, I love it. Look at this. You can just see that concentration on the big screen there. And focus, into the corner. There's even the lean. Yeah, it's the classic sim racers lean going on as he gets into the corner there.
I'm funny when I drive one of these. In the real world, you're strapped in. I'm strapped into the cockpit, and I've got the harness on. But in the sim, I don't have the harness on. So I look like this idiot riding around in a sidecar because I'm hanging out the side. And I've actually got to keep telling myself, sit still. You don't need to lean out the side. It's hilarious. You get so involved and engaged in it, you forget where you are. But I do look like a sidecar passenger.
It's very cool. I'm the same. Just trying to see who else is out there with the cameras on. Faye's still in this battle with Swanepoel, and then further back, Ricky and Steen have just gone past. Well, I think it's Ricky's just got past Jared Steen again. You seen someone else?
We've just had Dave Roberts has just gone round and got clobbered by Shaheen in third, so there's been an accident right at the front of the pack.
Right, we'll get a replay on that in a second. We'll just have a quick look now.
Looks like Dave just lost it through the left-hander. I can't think of the name of that corner.
So So we're looking at Shaheen. We'll go from his perspective. So Roberts was closer, wasn't he? Right behind Cairns.
He's clipped up. He's touched the back of Cairns.
Yeah, it looked like there was a bit of a check up there, wasn't there? Did Cairns check up slightly into the corner?
And Shaheen's gone straight into the pits, which is a good move because he can probably make a pit stop and finish from there.
We'll look at it again from on board with Damien Cairns. So this is a view out between the rear wing, and yeah, he just had to check up into the corner. Checked up into the corner, and that's what created the drama. Back live.
The good thing is, there's wheels on all the cars, and they're all still going.
That's it, he can continue on, that's true.
Sorry, Roo, I couldn't hear you.
Thanks, Lauren. All right.
I think Red Racing with Ty Swanepoel, the number 18, currently up 7 spots, and Darren Fay in front of him up 14 spots now. You know, he continues to push forward. Now, whether or not he didn't qualify as well as he would have wanted to, he's definitely showing the race pace is there tonight. He's, you know, averaging in the mid to high 16s. He's done a 16.52 best lap of the race. That's pretty comparable with everyone around him. It's now Dave Roberts in the pits as well. And yeah, look, he moves up another position. Gavin Nins will move up too into the top 6. And yeah, I'm impressed by this field. They're obviously trying to get themselves into that gold race, which is the key about racing hard in this series.
Yeah, remember last week Darren Fay was leading right up until the last few laps.
Yeah.
So he certainly got the pace, and he did qualify down the grid back in 11th, I think he was in qualifying. No, he was further back than that. He was 19th in qualifying.
Yeah.
So he'd obviously had some issues. He may have had a little bit of a wheel off on his fast lap and had the lap disallowed. So. But he's certainly got the pace, so he's charged back through the field there. To be from 19th to 9th is pretty impressive, especially in the quality of the field that we've got out there.
It's good to see John Lee too, David. He's up into 16th now and pushing
that's
forward.
awesome.
And for a man that, you know, he puts so much love and time of his into this great racecraft simulations product, he gets out there in this series and has a bit of a blap, which is great. And he'd be enjoying himself tonight. He's moved through some positions and he's keeping the car straight and on the right path to get a good finish. So big credit to John. He's behind this series again, which he has for many a season now, and you probably saw at the start of the broadcast that little run-in showing one of their highest premium rigs, and it is one of the most amazing bits of sim kit you'll ever see. So check out Racecraft Simulations, go onto their website, do a Google, give it a Googs, and enjoy.
Yeah, John's fantastic, and he's having a ball out there. He doesn't care whether he's first or 15th. It doesn't make any difference. So long as he's got a great race on his hands, he's happy. So fabulous. As you said, their rigs are just superb. And when you get that rig and you've got it all ready to go, you just need to finish off with some beautiful, lovely stickers on your wheel, on your wheelbase, on your seat. They've got a configuration on lovely stickers that you can go on. You can design and configure your own stickers for the wheel or your own stickers for the seat. So it's worth going there and have a little look and a little play. And yeah, we've got great teams out there. These teams should have their team liveries on their wheels and seats.
Yeah, that's very cool. By the way, Rue's birthday yesterday. Happy birthday, Rue. We'll have to sing happy birthday to him later on tonight.
Just ask him about the electric scooter through the shop window, but we won't go there.
I can only imagine as Andrew Lachlan.
Only heard.
Andrew Lachlan here having a battle with his team leader, and Johnny Lee's off and just clips the wall there. Just when I think he was actually doing a favour there to Lachlan, letting him through, and he's gone a little bit wide on the marbles and then clips the wall, so that's not ideal.
So here's a true story. I was testing at Brands Hatch years ago, and I was out there in a FF2000, I think it was, and I'd marked up into Druids, and there's the shadow from the bridge, and it's braking right on the shadow. It was fantastic. And then we stopped, we had lunch, and later in the afternoon I went out, did some other laps, and I went off 2-3 times at Druids. And I go, what is it? It was the sun had moved, and the shadow was 30 feet closer to the corner.
You know what? And I've even heard of people doing that in iRacing when the dynamic sky came in.
Just hilarious. It felt like an idiot.
I do remember doing a race in iRacing where I was using the witches hats for my braking markers, and the first lap someone went and took all the witches' hats out as the leader comes into the pits. That was very unhelpful.
We used to do that deliberately in the Formula Fords.
So Cairns in the pits. Here we go. Top leaders now coming in for their first and only stop. That promotes Robbie Griffiths into the lead of the race. Fishy Motorsports in the top position.
Very nice. Good looking car too.
Yeah.
I don't know about the purple wheels, they're not my flavour, but that's okay.
Maybe the wheels are an afterthought. Or no thought at all.
Well, I'm looking at his teammate Dave Robertson. His are black.
Okay, that would be much more suited.
I think it's a. Is that the same livery? Maybe it's not. No, it's not the same livery.
Has he got a little bit of damage? I'm just trying to see if there's a little bit of damage on the front of that car. Might be alright.
No, it looks good to me, Luke.
Just up on the nose. It's weird. It's like maybe it's to do with the. It might be part of the livery, I think. See if I can zoom in, get a zoom in of it shortly. Just look up on the.
Race control had me full, but taking up the
No, it's the same on both sides, so it's obviously part of their livery.
So we got Jurgen Smith up in second. That's not bad for a debut.
Yep. There you go. There's a nice close up of what I thought was the damage. It's just a little bit of.
How good that you never read the Bosch on the steering wheel. How cool.
Very cool. Now chopper cam. So.
Oh, we got. Oh, that was close.
Is that Casitas around? Oh, someone is around.
Yep. That was very close. I think somebody went around at the front there, and then Tyrone Swanepoel came around the corner, saw him, braked, avoided him, and everybody was going everywhere.
Yeah, Swanepoel's in the pits, and Roberts continues on his merry way.
And it's that Stephen Fawns behind him. So Stephen Fawns is new to the series again, another new to the series this season. And guys, if anybody's sitting out there watching this and going, gee, I wish I'd got involved, I wish I could have done this. This is open, you can join at any race of the season. The way that F3A works is that it's an open door. There's no registration, there's no entry fee. There's a pre-qualifying session on Sunday nights and a pre-qualifying session on Monday nights, and you go in that, and if you can be one of the 80 fastest, you'll be out there, and we'll be talking about you next week. So give it a go. You just need to join the FRG Discord, and then the FRG League on iRacing, and mate, you could be out there too. I would be if I wasn't sitting here talking to Luke.
Yeah, man, it always gives me a bit of an itch to have a go as well, get the Sims set up, which I will eventually. But mate, it is such a great series, really well run. Rue's in race control now with the team, and it's not just Rue. There is a team helping out here. We've got Lockie and Ty both watching on, and we might even sneak in later and just have a look at the race control. We've got a drive-through penalty for John Lee, unsafe re-entry. So John Lee's going to be handed that from race control. You can hear that in the background now.
He will be unhappy, but that's okay. He'll still have fun.
So just have a quick look over at our competition. We've got some new entries tonight. Chris Barnes, Gary Goodeve has already put their name down, and many others, so keep those names coming in. Cheryl's just put her name down as well for this contest that we've got running for this $99 package from VRS. So and a little bit about VRS just to summarize it. That will help you get faster. They do training sessions, they give telemetry, they'll help you with your telemetry, see what you're doing wrong, but you can also just get heaps of great setups. And if you're a bit of a noob like me and you struggle to get the car pointing in the right direction, you can grab a VRS setup from their packages and off you go. Generally they're pretty damn quick, so they're set up by some of the best iRacers in the world, and tonight's entry is code word THAMES, so go and stick that in, and obviously being in Britain, that's why the code word is thus.
Yeah, so I was actually thinking about running this week, Luke, and I was going to do a bit of commentary from the car with you.
Okay.
But last weekend at the Bathurst 12-hour, and I had such a bad day, I decided that I'd quit for a while.
Did you do the sim 12-hour?
Yeah, the 12-hour.
That's a long one.
Oh, it's just 57 degrees Celsius track temperature. Gee, it was just. I'm driving around 5 seconds off the pace and just kept bouncing it off walls, and I just went. In the end, I actually got out of the car and said, "I think you boys better drive instead of me." And it's a pity we did Daytona the other day, and we had a win in the Daytona 24-hour, but I was brought back to reality with a big crash. at Bathurst.
It's tough. It's been, I reckon it's 6 years since I did the Bathurst 12 hour on the sim, and had a lot of fun. I remember, I think going through the day, we didn't do the night one, we went through the day, but just remembering it was so much fun, the camaraderie. Obviously, even if you're not winning, it is good as hanging out and spotting for each other. But yeah, it is a tough time to do that many laps around Bathurst.
Yeah, that's all I do. I don't do a lot of the racing or league stuff. I do this, and we try and do one of the official endurance races every month. So we do Le Mans, we do Daytona, we do Sebring, Bathurst 12 hour, and that's great fun because we get on with my mates, and we're doing this for the whole day, and it's cool.
Yeah, it's
now, look, there's Damien at the wheel. We're going to get a shaka tonight or not?
I think we had one before, but he's up in P3. Obviously, the two drivers in front of him have not stopped for fuel, have they? So he's
getting a bit serious, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. He's working hard behind the wheel, but he's got a good buffer, 4 seconds to Dave Roberts for pace indicate, who's in P2 if we do take Robbie and Ricky out of the equation, as they will need to come in and take that pit stop. There's your shuckers, Dave.
Good. I'm happy now.
I always wonder if he can hear us commentating or if he just knows when he's on the camera. Maybe Christine's in the background just saying, "Hey, love, you're on camera. Give us the shuckers."
Give him a wave, Dale.
Give him a wave, Dale. No, it's good. I love the setup. I mean, it keeps evolving. I remember the first time he gave us this access to his webcam, it was very close up. You couldn't really see much what he's doing. Now we've got this long angle and some mood lights up to the left of the screen. We can see he's got the Taipan Esports banner. Really proud of the team, and the team should be stoked as well because the airtime he's giving them is incredible of late with this sort of consistent running.
It's very cool.
Looking back further, we've got a couple of cars off the. This could be a safety car. This is in the gravel trap at the end of the first corner.
Do we have a safety car?
I'm just waiting to. Just waiting to hear.
Yes, we do. We have a safety car. Safety car's out. So, because I was following Dave Roberts on my other screen, and I'm going, gee, he's going slowly. Has he got a mechanical problem? So there's Lachlan coming out in the FRG safety car. FRG Aston Martin. So he's now going to try and pick up the leader, which is Griffith, and. If Robbie Griffith can get round to the pits really quickly and go straight in and do his pit stop, he could get out of this quite nicely.
Yeah, I was looking at the lead there. 21 seconds. Here he goes. So we'll keep an eye on this. So we'll just watch. Ricky, I presume, will go in as well because he's yet to stop. So Cairns is back 24 seconds from the effective race leader. So he may come out in P1. See, Cairns is getting held up here too by this lap car. So,
because they can't overtake because it's under safety car conditions.
Yep.
So it's going to take Damien a lot longer to get round to pit lane. I think he'll get out in front.
Here he goes. He's out. Robbie's out in front.
Robbie's out in front. Very,
Yeah.
very nice.
Yeah.
There's a nice bit of strategy. That's what when you hang on and luck falls your way a little bit and you're prepared for it and you take advantage of it. That's great to see.
So he's in and out. There's another car stopped there in the middle of the track. Actually, Cairns had to go off the circuit to avoid that. That was interesting. Dave Roberts in P3, and
they'll all be up on each other.
Yeah, for a reset with 10 to go. So we'll probably get about 8 minutes to the flag. It's going to be a good little dice at the end here.
And we've got Robert Griffiths in front. Mind you, he's just come out of the pits. Damien right on his tail. And who's the pink car in third there? Is that
We've got Dave Roberts. I think there's a car out of place there. That's
we'll get a wave by.
The 85. The 85 sitting in the middle of all this.
85 is Adrian Loretti.
Yeah, so Loretti's out of place here, isn't he?
He must be.
He's down a lap. Yeah, he's down a lap.
Yeah, he's down a lap. So they'll get a wave by, or what lucky dog wave by, whatever it may be. But before they go back to green, all the cars that are a lap down will get a wave by, and they'll be allowed to pass the safety car, which puts all the leaders will be nose to tail. We've got a race on.
Yes, they're just on board with Loretti now. So
safety car being called because I slowed down. I think I lost the position.
There's just a bit of a query about slowing down with the safety car here. We'll hear what Rue says about that.
Our little inset photo there with is that Adrian at his rig there?
It is, yes. So he's just having a bit. You can see him relaxing and getting the feet up off the pedals for a moment here under caution, and getting himself
All that are a lap
set
down,
for
stay
a
right and hold your position.
overtake the safety car here, and he'll get on with it.
Yeah, so he's sitting in the right lane waiting for the call from race control to unlap himself.
So here he goes. We'll probably see any second now.
Hey,
Yeah.
Lap down,
cool
down the
rig,
right
isn't
and
it?
hold
Oh, it's a
position.
great rig. Got the spare wheel to the side, the computer up to the left. That's the brains powering the whole thing.
The computer looks like something out of Superman or.
It looks like it should be on Artemis 1 going to the moon or something.
Very cool.
So it's a long hold here. Are they going to get the wave around? I'm just waiting to see. It seems to
I
like...
will, but I'm thinking by the looks of it, they're going to get another lap.
Lap traffic may now. Lap
Here we go.
field. Lap
Okay,
traffic
here we
may
go,
now.
wave by now. But they will do another lap because they're too close to the pit entry for the safety car to go in.
Yeah, so that was Rue. You could just hear say,
Car 65 under,
lap cars can now get away and get the lap back, and Adrian comes straight into the pits, unfortunately. I'm not sure if he's got damage. He's straight in the pits.
Yeah, use that
Well,
relative
unfortunately,
range
he's going to lose a lap out.
Oh,
of
look at
that.
his front. Look at his front right. He's got a lot of toe in on that.
Oh yeah,
That's-
lots of toe in.
That's broken.
Yeah.
So I tell you what, they're running slowly. Will the tyres cool down running this slowly around this track?
Can I just get you to look at that?
Well, that's what I've often wondered, Luke, whether how much tyre temperature you lose in the sim, because it is a simulation. So how well simulated is that tyre temperature, and do you lose tyre temperature sitting on the grid? Do you lose it? How much do you lose behind a safety car?
Overtaken by 2 other cars.
Well, I'm
No,
sure that the top guys tend to join the grid late, which makes me
Yeah.
think you do lose some sort of tyre temp by sitting on the grid.
Well, I always join the grid late because I don't know, and I'd rather not find out the bad way.
I always join the grid early because I'm scared I'm just going to miss it.
Yeah, no, I'm always a last minute guy. So it's funny, isn't it? But also, in the real world, I tend to drag the brake a lot more than I do use the side to side, because in lesser Formula vehicles, they don't really generate the heat in the tyres as much. And I found that brake dragging, actually, the heat you generate out of the brake and up through the tyre and wheel is almost as good as weaving. So it's interesting. I don't know what effect that has on iRacing, because there's no live temperature on your tyres.
Yeah, okay, interesting. Yeah, and just read quite a nice comment there. Vote for driver of the day is Jorgen Smith from Scher, and a few others are giving some good shout outs to Jorgen. So doing well in.
I'll go with Scher for that. I agree with Jorgen Smith, driver of the day. Fantastic effort for his first time out in F3A. I think it's super.
P4, so should be pretty happy with that. Loretti's out of the car, by the way, so that's unfortunate. That's he's had to retire that car by the looks of things.
Green.
Bugger.
Here we go, back to green. Let's go racing here for what will be a 5-minute dash for cash at the end of this race. 5 minutes to go. The restart pretty good at the front. Griffiths got away well. The battle's behind, back in about 4th place. And Faye's pushing hard. Cairns gets through. Robbie Griffiths ran across the dirt, clips the wall, and will turn into the barrier. So Griffiths with an awkward restart. We've got another spinner as well.
In the middle of,
Oh, and contact. That was Steen and Kanitzka. Kanitzka's gone right around there, so really unfortunate for him.
So Steen lost it in the middle of Druids there, got it up on the curb sideways, and when it straightened up, unfortunately, Kanitzka just was there and the interlock wheels. I don't think it's anybody's fault. Bit of a racing incident, but
Yeah.
they do happen.
There will be steam coming out of Steen right now.
91, lap 22 or so.
As we look at Cairns, Roberts, Faye.
And we got the birthday boy out in the lead.
That's right, he's doing so well. Let's have another look at Jorgen as he continues to push on here. He's in 4th place. He can sniff a podium. We may even speak to him tonight. He's got that really in his sights.
What's written on the side pod? Does that say chubby or dubby, or what is it?
Let's have a quick look. Dubby?
Dubby. I thought it said chubby. We won't go there.
No, Dubby. He's definitely not chubby. He's a fit-looking man, Jorgen here, and he's... Whoa, look at the weaving in behind as the Red Bull look-alike car of Ricky tries to dive through, and Jorgen just grimaces as he sees that car fly across in his mirrors.
Paddock Hill Bend is a really interesting corner because there are so many lines. You can get up the inside, you can get round the outside. In the wet, you run the wide line, the go-kart line as they call it, because the inside's got no grip at all. I've raced here in the real world, and it's a fabulous circuit.
Mate, we've got to get some heart rate monitors on these guys. It'd be incredible to see what they're pushing at this stage as the organ goes defensive, and once again Ricky weaves to the side. He's got only just a car width, left some space there, but gee whiz, that was close.
This is awesome racing. These guys are they're at 12 tenths, not 10 tenths, 12 tenths, but they're still leaving that little bit of respect space.
Incredible. That's like the spinal tap of motor racing when you can turn it up to 12.
Nice late move from the outside. Boy, oh boy, he's under pressure, and if he holds this one off, he'll have a grin as wide as the bloody grid.
Yeah, and this pressure that he's under is meaning the gap in front is stretched out to over 2 seconds now, so that's hurt the challenge for a podium.
It's a battle for 4 here. So you've got Smith, Province, Swanepoel, and Taylor. Yeah,
wow. Swanepoel almost dived down the inside. Now Taylor's thinking about a run. Here we go. Taylor in the braking zone. Swanepoel goes really deep. No, sorry, it's Ricky deep. Swanepoel makes contact with Ricky, and then Taylor slips through. Says, I'll have a 2-for-1 deal. Thank you very much.
I think he lost it a little bit there under brakes in the Red Bull car. So the old Vegemite Tim Tam whipped through.
He's up into 5th now, the 75 Sim Sports car. So, opportunistic move, and got it done. Snuck through on 2 of them.
Yeah, so Jurgen Smith there still sitting in 4th. Great run. Darren Fay, great run from 19th place on the grid.
Yeah.
He's purring along, shall we say. Let's hope he's got plenty of fuel and doesn't start coughing up a fur ball.
No. We'll see how many of these jokes we can catch you doing tonight.
Yeah.
As we're probably down to a lap to go. We'll have a look at the timer. We're at 33:46. Can's coming up to cross the line. He should get the white flag this time around. There's the white flag. Yeah, white flag. 1 to go. So he's got an 8/10 of a second lead.
Hang on to it.
Should hang on to it.
Birthday boy.
Roberts has driven well, hasn't he? He's been in the wars, but he's hung on there for P2 at this stage.
He's had a few issues. He's got sideways. He got hit by no fault of anybody else, but just getting sideways on a bit of a blind corner and getting clobbered. To come out of that and still be sitting in 2nd, he'd be a pretty happy man tonight. But I think he's had to steal Damien Kans's birthday presents in my book.
Because it's not over yet. Check it out. There's only 5 tenths. It's just come down a bit. It is not over yet at all.
And it was like this last week, Luke, right down to the last lap. There was 3 or 4 involved. Fantastic racing in Silver.
Well, that's it. We expect this from Gold every week, but Silver has stepped it up this series. This season number 12 of F3A, they've stepped it up a huge notch here in the Silver.
Yeah. And these 3 guys, Cams, Roberts and Fay, if they finish in that way, they're going to be in Gold next week, and that'll be great to see. Great to see how they can go in Gold.
Yeah.
Next week at Magny-Cours, which is a brand new circuit, brand new to everybody, a real leveler.
For sure, as we see the checker flag drop, it will be Damien Cans. Takes the win.
Hey, Damien.
Yeah, big happy birthday win. Takes it from Roberts and Fay. And look at that. That was a really close between Taylor coming across the line ahead of Shaheen.
And Shaheen, that's fantastic. Another new guy to the series in Shaheen. And what a fabulous race he's had to finish there in 6th place. Side by side over the line. He nearly had 5th. He nearly knocked off that Tim Tam.
Super close. So we'll hopefully have a chat to the top 3 shortly. And then we're going to go and log in for the Gold session. But so they've stepped it up. Make sure you slam those comments through. We'll try and read a few of them. I know a few people are just saying how impressed they are with the quality of racing. Well, it's only going to get better in about 20 minutes time, so stick around. And,
well, we hope.
We hope. Who knows?
Pretty hard act to follow. I got to say, I'm a Silver fan. I love the guys in Silver because they're real battlers. They're fast, but and don't ever think that they're a Silver and second rate, because the racing is absolutely first rate.
Well, that's it. So we might see a bit of a safety car fest in the race too, if we've had such a good, clean run in race 1. Just the one safety car, and we got through cleanly. So here are the results. Big thanks to iRacing for supplying such a fantastic sim and SDK for this software to bring through this data, which shows Damien Cairns for Taipan Esports 0.5 of a second the winner over Dave Roberts and Darren Fayers. Like we said before, great top three. We'll talk to them shortly, and all your favourite drivers as we look down the list. A couple of notable ones there, as you said, Darren in P3 up 16 spots. Steve Fawns did a great job, 13th, up 10 spots, and Kevin Little made 12 spots up to make it into 15th. They're the three biggest movers and shakers in the field tonight. But yeah, we'll have some interviews shortly. We'll try and get them over. A few burnouts going on at the moment. I'll tell you what, Dave Roberts, he knows how to pull a skid.
Of course he does. Look at his name.
Very good. Right, there's all your drivers as we flick down through the order. And as soon as we get them in, you will see me quickly switch over the cameras as we get ready for gold and log into their server. But I tell you what, Darren is happy in the Kittens Racing. He's pulling off a perfect donut there.
Not bad for Valentine's Day. Lucky he was allowed out.
Good...
Fancy having to have your birthday on Valentine's Day. Well, that's just not fair, is it?
Right, let's grab him in for a chat. Damien Cairns. And Damien, congratulations, mate. Great win. Happy birthday as well. Ripper effort, mate.
Yeah, couldn't happen on a better day. Couldn't happen on a better day.
Mate, turn around and talk to us on the camera so we can see you. Mate, great drive. You'll be in gold next week. Just talk us through that one. It looked pretty straightforward when you were out in front. You just had to manage the gap at the end.
Yeah, I saw Dave. He was never too far behind, and he got into the back of me there a little bit, and that sort of put him back. But he came back. But yeah, I don't know what happened with the safety car come out. I ended up into second, but then he made a mistake on the first turn. I thought, well, that's it. Balls to the wall, and it's all or nothing.
Yeah, mate. Well, great drive, and like I said, we've been watching you for a while now. You're progressing, and you're getting quicker and quicker. What's your goal and expectations for next week when you step up into the top class?
I haven't really thought about that, to be honest. I've always been close and always been close to getting that win, and I think it's helped me out quite a bit. So it'll be different, but looking forward to it, definitely, 100%.
And lovely Christine giving you a kiss for your birthday there. That was nice.
Yeah, she's beautiful.
You're looking very comfortable. Looking very comfortable in that F3 these days. Good to see.
Yeah, it's a bit difficult with this bloody car wheel, but yeah, make it work.
Very good. We'll bring in Dave Roberts, P2 for Pace Syndicate. Dave, good drive tonight, mate. You had an up and down race, a little bit in the wars, but you fought back for a fantastic second.
Yeah, thanks. I'm a bit out of tune with the F3 at the moment. We did the Bathurst 12-hour on the weekend, so it was a bit of a transition into the F3 today. But just got my braking marker a little bit wrong there, and nearly rear-ended Damien. I'm glad it ended up in just me spinning off the track.
Yeah, super close. And Darren as well, mate. Good drive. 16 spots up into P3. You got to be stoked with that.
Yeah, I just couldn't get any pace over one lap or for quali. But yeah, I don't know. I don't mind a race around here.
Very good. Well, we've got to get ourselves over to the gold server. So quickly, some thank yous. Starting off with our race winner tonight, birthday boy, Damien Cairns. Who would you like to thank? All
right. Firstly, I'll thank my beautiful wife, Christine. Yeah, she's sport me today, so that's been fantastic. Blacktown Mazda, Blacktown City GWM Haval, Too Easy Finance, Simrig, Sideways Photography, GMK Logistics, and Box and Locks Self Storage. And to you guys in the commentary, and also to Rue and all the team that put it on every week. It's I'm loving it. It's fantastic. Keep it up.
Thanks, mate. Great words. Dave Roberts, P2. Who would... Awesome. Yeah, Dave Roberts. Who would you like to thank, Dave? P2.
Oh, yeah, I'll throw a shout out to VRS. Great sets, great data. We use you a lot, so thank you very much for the ongoing support for the series, and of course the admin guys and yourself, Luke. Always a great job, mate. Thank you.
Thanks, mate. And Darren, finally, P3, massive drive. Who would you like to thank?
I'll thank the sweetheart on Valentine's Day, letting me race. My little girl, Kittens, and driver 808. Thanks, everyone, and I won't go on too much for the other guys said it all.
Fantastic. Right, I've got to throw over and get this new server loaded up, so we'll take a couple of minute break. And like I said, massive thanks for having Dave Roberts with me tonight. We'll be back shortly for gold, Dave.
Yep, we sure will.
Right, we'll get this new server loaded up. Thanks, boys. That's your top three, and a big congratulations there to Damien Cairns taking out the win. And Dave and Darren for coming for a chat too. Right, catch you soon, boys.
Cheers, boys.
Thank you.
Well, we're back for part 2 of the evening, the gold race, as we pick it up right now in qualifying. We'll throw it into quali mode, and with just on 5 minutes to go, it is once again looking pretty tight at the top, 0.2 of a second between Benjamin Roberts and Kobe Williams. Rob Bowden's up there as well. Bailey Evans sits in 4th place, and Philip Wortley running at your top 5. So it's super close. David, still with me tonight, which is great. I thought you had to nick off for a minute, but I tell you what, I love having you in the commentary booth. It's great. You're a world of knowledge.
Mate, thanks very much, but I have nicked off. I'm actually doing some work while we're talking.
Multitasking.
But, mate, I enjoy it too. I enjoy being there with you, and it's nice to give you a bit of support because, mate, I can't believe the job you do by yourself and how much you do. To just know there's somebody around there that occasionally you can go, I just need to stop for a second, is, it's a pleasure to give you that service.
Oh, I tell you, I don't think I could do it anymore without you because of a 12-hour day in the office. I come home here and the last thing I want to do is speak. I generally come home and I don't speak to anyone. And I come on here and then I've got to have verbal diarrhea for 2 hours. So you really help. So it's great. Hey, I'm reading some of these comments. It's so cool seeing, some regular names back who have been watching this series since probably, season 6, season 5, who knows, for ages now. They're coming back in and watching. And some shout out for the new drivers too. And Uncle Hutto there says, shout out to the Kittens. Well done in silver and good luck in gold from JWM. So a bit of inter-team support there, which is good.
Yeah, it's cool to see that. As I said, the teams are a fantastic addition to this series over the last few seasons, and yeah, just adds another element.
And obviously the leaderboard, Benjamin Roberts sitting on top of this current championship after last week, ahead of Dylan O'Shea. Now I'm just trying to see, is Dylan out there on the track? He is. He's down in 19th place. So the guy that finished P2 last week is just struggling to put a lap together here. He's, what are we now, 12 minutes into 15-minute qualifying. He's 6/10 off the pace. Oh, there's a spinner there as well with a broken rear suspension. But he needs to get this together very quickly.
I know Dylan's very active in a number of series, so quite often he doesn't have a lot of time. And he drops in last minute, jumps in the car, and he's on the pace, so you've got to give him credit for that. But maybe you should put this a little higher up the list and a bit more time. We need someone to go there and really take it to Benny.
Phillips going quicker here. He's all green sectors as he comes across the line. Was P7. Does he improve? He's 4/10 from the top. Doesn't improve, but does improve his overall time. James Glasspool's also doing a pretty fast lap out of P10 at the moment. He goes now within half a second. So the top 10, as he nice drifto through the corner there. Top 10 covered by half a second once again. Wow, so competitive, so close at the top. And here's Dave Gallo for Kittens Racing, another of the Kittens cars out there to do them proud in the top tier of this series. So I'm expecting Yaman to be quick. He's in P5. Rob Bowden, always quick, P4 at the moment for Tanked SRT, and Trevor Leonard, Racecraft Gold. He's really steering the ship for the Racecraft team with Christopher Mitchell not being in play this season. He's out there and he's right up in the top 3 again.
Yeah, and I noticed Jay Dixon returned to the series in pre-qualifying. I hope he's out there. I'm not at the desk at the screens at the moment, but I noticed he's returned now. Jay's a fantastic F3 driver, been around for a number of seasons. Great to see him pop back in and get involved. So it'd be nice to see him back out there.
He is P14 at the moment, Jay Dixon. Just currently just nearly 6/10 off the pace as Dylan O'Shea goes 11th, improves slightly. A couple of names I'm looking down the order still to put a good lap in is O'Gordon for Snackachangi. He's down there, and a couple that are parked it up early on. Mazoka's parked it in 26th, Josh Banks 25th, Will Ryan's down in 30th places. Mackenzie Stewart jumps up into 19th now. So Jack Mara 16th on the grid. Alex Court put together a pretty decent lap last time round. He's gone P15. So moving as well. We've got access to, once again, plenty of their webcams. They've given us a stack to choose from. Alex is one of them. So we'll head across there now, and Alex got the face of concentration on as always, and he'll probably get one more flying lap in here. So we're looking for green sectors, purple if you can. But there he is, Alex Cord. He's got the air conditioner, I think it is next to him there on the left, pumping out some cool air. You'll need it when you've got to work hard around a track like this one. The top 4 have set their time. 3 of the top 4 in the pit lane now. Nick Batrill out there as well. Another of the drivers to give us access there. He is. He's got the concentration face on too, the headset. No doubt talking to his teammates as the checker flag drops. He goes the shortest route to the line, crosses from 25th place, just on 8/10 off the pace, and stays there with 1:15.5. Doesn't improve and won't get another lap in here. Mackenzie Stewart finishes 12th. Bailey Evans 6th place on the grid. Yaman stays 5th. Roberts, he is improving again. I was just about to say he hasn't improved. He's just gone purple with 1 sector to run. He's got a lead of 0.2 of a second. Benjamin Roberts flying to the line as another car is up against the wall there. And does he improve? He does. A 14.5 sets the benchmark, 0.4 of a second quicker than everyone else. Benjamin Roberts lays down an absolute masterful lap.
I'm back. He truly is an alien.
He is an alien. A 14.5 in conditions. What have we got now? I think it has heated up a little. No, it's still 21 degrees. Track temp here 14.46. So just on nearly 3 o'clock in the afternoon, Brands Hatch local time. And yeah.
The interesting thing was last week in pre-qualifying at Oschersleben. Actually, Philip Worley, who's sitting there in 8th at the moment, he actually was quicker than Ben in pre-qualifying, but he had to withdraw from the event. So unfortunately, he did the pre-qualifying and then couldn't race. So I was really looking forward tonight to see if Philip can take it to Ben. There's a lot of race to go. He still may do it, but at the moment, it's all Ben.
It is all Ben, and he has put it on top by 4/10 of a second. We're going to take you down through the grid now. This is how they will start the race. Roberts will start on the front row with Kobe Williams alongside. That will be an interesting run towards turn 1. Watch out for Kobe Williams, just trying to take advantage of any sort of mistakes that Roberts makes. Off the second row, Leonard and McGuess will start from 4th. Then it's Rob Bowden and Daniel Yeaman, the top 6. Bailey Evans starts from 7th with Wortley down in 8th place. Rogers and Wooten, your top 10. Glasspool starts from 11th alongside him, Dylan O'Shea. As we head down to the next page of the grid, it is Mackenzie Stewart, 13th place. Wazelle will start from 14th with Jay Dixon and Alex Court rounding out your top 16. Mara and Gallo to round out the top 18. It's Ireland and Christensen on the 10th row of the grid. Leith Hardy starts from 21st. Reece Gorman and O'Gorman, and Joshy Fitt down there in 23rd. Christian Hermanson starts just alongside Fitt in 24th on the grid. 25th, as we head back further, it is Betrell, Banks, Mazoka down in 27th. Lewis down in 28th, and then it's Barton and Ryan, your top 30, and Dawson, Arthur, Macedo down there in 33rd place. Sanders, Mabry and Barnes, your top 36. As we get to the back of the grid, 37th on the grid is Cooper, Hanley, Gossley and Lockie Capel. In the safety car, Daniel Byrne will start from the back of the grid in the Kittens car, and hopefully we won't need that safety car as we wait for the others to join up. And I think I got all the names wrong bar about 3. Is that all right?
That's fine. I'm really pleased to see you've got your consistency under control.
Consistency in getting it wrong?
Yeah, you got it. I'm just looking at those times, Luke, and it's phenomenal. We've got across the whole field from a 14.9 for second place to a 16.7 for 39th place. So that's 2 seconds. And then you've got Ben Roberts nearly a half a second in front of everyone.
Incredible, isn't it?
That really is an alien. I think we're going to have to get him to drive the Aston Martin instead.
It is incredible. Thanks, MG Watts, for the sub, and everyone else that's tuning in. We're just waiting on the final few drives to grid up here. We're 2 minutes into Rue's little briefing. Race control. They've got 50 minutes to get this race done. 1 change of tyres and probably 1 fuel stop, or 1 fuel stop. How many safety cars will we have? And, well, Barton... I've said it right this time, haven't I? Because I've monstered. Bartain. Oh, we'll get it eventually. Bartain starts further down the order tonight. And how will he go? Will he push his way through? 29th on the grid. Watch out for Will Ryan too, making up some spots at the start. A couple of drivers. I'm looking down the back of this order. And you know what, David? You see some fast drivers down the back. That's because the quality is so high.
Yeah, absolutely. And going back to your pit stops, I don't think we'll see a lot of people changing tyres. It's only 29 degrees Celsius. It is England after all. So I don't think you'll see a lot of guys grabbing tyres. They should be able to do the whole event on one set of tyres, and they'll be looking to make the quickest fuel stop they can.
Right, here we go. 3 minutes of staging done. We should be getting set for a start. We'll wait for that green light to come on. You'll hear the revs rise in a second here. And there's your big look down this grid, this starting order. And let's go green for the gold of season number 12, round number 2. There's your green light. Good start at the front. Roberts didn't make a mistake at all. Kobe Williams, if anything, was a little bit slow off the line as we go down towards turn 1. Across the curb cam at high speed. Good speed. In fact, we've got a spinner back in the pack off in the grass. It may have been Wazelle. Oh, we got a huge crash. Yeah, and a spinner right. Oh, it's shockers down there.
Ugly. Yeah, that's ugly. Somebody's around in the middle of that in the lime green car. I don't know who that is.
Risa Gorman's on the back of that car as well. So, hello. What's going on here?
Boys, get a room, get a room.
Get a room, he says. Okay, but out in front, Roberts has got out of there and he's away from Williams. Bowden P3, Yeaman P4, made up 2 spots off the start. Great start. Here's a challenge on just in behind as well as they go 2 by 2. The speed through the right hander there, incredible to watch.
It was, and I really thought they were just getting a bit too excited about Valentine's Day, but won't go there. Benny out in front as usual. Look at him motoring away, really clean, nice, fast on cold tyres. It's a key to motorsport these days. You know, if you can be fast on cold tyres, you can get that little break at the start. Now we've got We've got some more issue there.
Yeah,
Lots.
big cloud of smoke, but cleared up very quickly as Wortley goes off as well. I think Phillips. Where's he going? Oh, that looks rough.
That's the wide line, the go-kart line, off-road go-kart line.
Yeah.
Nice track down through the sandpit there, but he's kept it off the fence and he's still in the race, and he's got 45 minutes to go. Or what have we got left to go? 50
Yeah,
minutes.
yeah. You'd need to see a chiropractor after that, wouldn't you?
Probably. Benny's such a class act out front, though. You've got to say.
Ruse just pointed out too, Dave. Ruse pointed out that the people in New Zealand are currently racing here, whilst there is a cyclone going on. So yeah, our thoughts go out to all our Kiwi friends tonight. It's crazy weather.
I didn't hear that. But I thought she'd left Parliament.
Some crazy weather happening around the world at the moment. So Williams hanging on, just a second off the pace at the moment. Kobe is going to need to probably step this up a couple of notches and not let Benny get away. But the long race, the most probably a guaranteed at least 1 or 2 safety cars. Maybe you do just we do we? There you go.
We have a safety car out now. It's in front of Nick Bottrell. He's picked up the back of the field, so Kobe and Ben will come up onto the back of the safety car. I hope they realise the safety car out there, boys. Calm it down, slow it down.
They're still going full pelt here, so he just does a 1:17.0 Roberts, so new fastest lap of the race.
Why have we not?
The group behind the safety car, please go round.
Yeah, it's definitely out there.
We do have a safety car.
We'll just pick it up. It's just down at the bottom of the hill.
I'm on the second monitor. I'm looking at the iRacing safety car going, why is it in the pit lane?
Yeah, it's just down the bottom of the hill, so now it's picked up the race leader. Everyone else has got through, and this will neutralise things a little bit, and the field will stack up behind. Only 3 laps in. We'll have a quick look at some replays whilst we can here. And there was a fair bit of action in that first couple of laps, so we'll go back to Reese and I think the Max Christensen incident. Let's have a quick look at that first. So riding on board, this was down into this melee in, wow, look at this, we'll go slow-mo, because there was cars everywhere at this point. This is what we saw in the background, wasn't it?
Someone off their left in a big cloud of smoke.
And then he gets a little bit of a touch from behind.
Tap out of the rear. So somebody in the rear there, that's the Snacker Chang car.
Yep, and then it's just a concertina, isn't it? They all just start to pile in.
Yep.
And that's probably cost 3 or 4 drivers some suspension parts.
It sure has.
So early mayhem, to be expected when you've got 40 cars on the grid, but we're now full course caution behind the safety car. So gives us a chance once again to quickly thank our sponsors. Lovely stickers. Don't forget, they're giving us a percentage off. And I'll quickly throw that up on the screen now. You can see there, 10% off. Let's put in an F3A Lovely code.
Their seat wraps are really cool. Very, very cool. If you're going to set up one of the cameras like we saw with Damien Cairns before, to have the back of your seat wrapped and your team colours would be bloody superb. And you can go on there and actually set it all up yourself, put your own artwork on, whatever you want. They print it out, send it out, and I've got them on my rig right here, and they are superb.
There you go. There's a little bit of a look at one of the seat wraps there, an RSR Porsche 2020 livery wrap. Go on the back of your seat, but yeah, they do all the the steering wheel and everything like that. But we're going back to green. Let's get back and let's get back onto the right screen here and let's go green. That was a quick safety car, really quick safety car. Yeah. So everything dealt with out on the track. They cleared the damaged cars, and we're back green here. And Yeaman sneaks through up into P3. He's on a bit of a charge down, Yeaman, and we've seen him win races in this series. And he's, I think he's got the bit between his teeth after last week too.
Yeah, look, Dan doesn't always have the ultimate pace of the guys in front, but he's a pretty smart guy behind the wheel.
Yeah.
A lot of knowledge there, a lot of knowledge on how to get the best out of a safety car, what the pit strategy is, how to run the car. We've got Callum Arthur there calling for a tow as well. So there's more issues out on the circuit now.
Yeah, so Yeaman racing for the man cave with the big train set. We've got another safety car, there you go. Lap 4, our second safety car.
That didn't take long. I'm just looking at Dylan O'Shea. Dylan O'Shea's back up into eighth place already. That's pretty cool. And where did he start on the grid? He started 12th on the grid, so he's up to 8th. Moved up 4 spots. Dylan's fast.
Yeah, you picked it early, didn't you? So he's moving along nicely, and I'm watching Alex Cord as well. The top 10, he'll be pretty stoked with that. Up 6 spots at the start of this race. And
Bit of a new name up there in the top 2 is Paul Rogers there, Luke, running in 6th place. He's new to the season, new to the series this season. He's the one running the
Brawn.
the Brawn livery. So we've got a bit of an F1 theme tonight, haven't we?
Do you know Paul Rogers? Do you know anything about him? I think he's a real world karter or...
Did we see that? There's an issue there now. Who's that right behind Paul? It is Alex Court has come flying in at full speed to find the track queued up behind the safety car, and he's nearly hit the back of Paul, gone off, clobbered the fence, bounced back onto the road. Now he's running around behind at the moment. He's wiggling the car, trying to make sure whether he's got any damage or not. But that was a big moment for Alex.
Was it Alex or Brad Wooten?
Maybe it was Brad Wooten. It's Brad Wooten. Sorry, I've got the wrong one. It's Brad Wooten, but that was a big moment.
There it was. There, you just saw it just at the bottom of your screen.
Please stick right and hold position.
Yeah, big moment there for him. That could have been a race ender for a few drivers.
Yeah, could have.
Catch that door, go past.
Hold position, please.
Big going on in race control. You can just hear that in the background.
We've got quite a few new drivers here and there. It is an experience. You've got to do a race or two to really understand the way things run. You can read the rule books, which everybody must read the rule book because it's extensive. I wrote the friggin' thing. It's a note. But it does cover everything in the rule book, so it's all there. But it's hard to take all that on board and memorize it. So you get out here and you go, oh, what am I supposed to do again? And you can't pull out the rule book and start looking through it while you're driving a car. So this is where race control comes in, and Rue's really good in controlling the field, letting them know what they're supposed to do, the way they behave, when to go, when not to go.
And that's a snapshot right there of Rue Koistra's screen that, he's all over it. You can just see, we'll make it on the big screen there. Look at that. He's got, track maps, all the telemetry, all the camera angles. Just a really good setup to have eyes all over this race tonight.
Yeah, just don't look at his other screen, Luke.
No, we'll keep that one off the screen.
Actually, funny, last weekend racing at the Bathurst 12-hour, spent the day, we drove the old Ford GT, and there was one other Ford GT in the race, and it was Mickey was driving the Ford GT.
Oh, very good.
And so we spent the whole 12 hours battling with Mickey for the win. Unfortunately, he took it off us because I stuck it in the fence. But we had a fantastic day battling with Mickey all day.
That's
it was
great.
Very cool. And he was driving the Ford GT as well. So it was very, very cool.
Very cool. So what?
I missed him this season.
Yeah, we're only 10 minutes in, by the way. I feel like we've been racing here for 20 minutes. This is a long way to go. No pit stops yet. Well, we've got a couple, but just looking there, Benjamin Roberts did make a pit on lap 4. That's interesting. Is that too soon?
Ooh, that's up there. Well, I'm not going to say it's too soon. Ben knows better than I do. I would have thought that was a bit early, but he's got the lead of the series. He's probably playing a safe card and I'll do an early pit stop. Hope for some more safety cars and I can get it through to the end. And if I can't, I've got to take a stop. And if I finish, third or fourth or whatever, maybe I'll still be leading the series.
It's put them into a big danger zone, though, hasn't it? Like they're back there in 11th, 12th place. So Kobe Williams went in there as well. So 11th and 12th place took a pit stop, and so did Dan Yeaman, who's back in 14th. So whilst it might pay dividends later on in the race, it is absolutely the danger zone to be on this restart, especially at this racetrack. You've got some other competitors that don't give two hoots that you guys are up there in the championship at the top.
Absolutely.
They don't care at this early stage of this season 12.
So we've got Benjamin Roberts, Kobe Williams, Daniel Yeaman. They've all taken pit stops through, Luke. And has Scott Batain taken a pit stop? Or is he
looking down the order? Yes, he has. No, sorry. Hardy has, and Stewart has as well, and a few others right at the back.
Right. Yeah, Ben's on the phone to race control there, doing a bit of a toto.
I didn't hear that. Was he dobbing on someone?
He was just talking about. I think he was talking about the gaps between cars or
Okay.
something. Still a bit.
So Rob Bowden, who's out in front, will try and capitalise on this. The Tanked SRT driver. He's got Bailey Evans, Simrigs behind him, and Paul Rogers, like the newcomer, like you said, sitting in P3. They've got to try and take advantage of not. Oh, there's a bit of contact there between Bowden and Evans. Interesting.
Yeah, Bailey got in a bit of stroke last week, I think, on a couple of things. So, Rob's gone. He's caught him unawares.
Yeah.
Gone. Really good. Really, really good.
I think Evans was too busy trying to do that little bump, and yeah, he caught him right out completely. Got about 3-4 car lengths on him straight up.
Yep.
Two further back in the field, Robert's already up into 8th. We've got a spinner back there. No, Williams is getting swamped though. Wazell and Wortley's there. Kobe Williams back to 12th now on the outside, up on the grass. Gee, that was dangerous as well as Yeaman. Look at Yeaman trying to take advantage of this. He's trying to find a way through. Williams with a big swapper as he turned the car in. It reacted the opposite way to him, and he just caught it.
Trying to do the over-under there and get the run, and Dan Yeaman's got the run out of this. They're going to go 3 wide down.
Yeaman's all over it, and then he just backs out. He didn't have the nerve at the end of the day. He was trying so hard, but at the end of the day, he just said, look, I'm going to wait. And now he's got an opportunity. He takes evasive action. Look at the eyes light up as he gets a real fright there from Corton Williams.
I'm waiting for the grin to spread.
He's absolutely locked in concentration here, Daniel Yeaman.
So Kobe's got by there. Kobe's got by Scott, and Scott's out of sync here because he hasn't pitted. The other 2 guys have. So Kobe and Dan are fighting, but you know it is for position even with Scott, even though he hasn't done a pit stop. And mate, they've got 35 minutes to go.
Oh, contact. Hardy's in the wall, I think. Hardy goes around. And secondary contact with another. Yeah, that's be another safety car. Phil Sanders, I think it is. No, he got through.
That will be.
Oh, and another crash. Was that Will Ryan? It is. Will Ryan's in the fence and upside down.
Will Ryan, stop playing in the sandpit, buddy.
Oh, that's heartbreak for Will Ryan.
There's times to play in the sandpit, and this isn't one of them.
Second car has done much to me there.
Unfortunately, Will's just copped it there, and that's the thing with an open wheel car. You can't, touch wheels, and you can be upside down.
So this is Christensen. He was just on the. Oh, he just got a little tap at the back end.
That was
and
close.
Something else happens here. He gets squeezed again, I think. There it is there. And you heard him. Oh, and there's more contact. So you heard him on the radio say that's the second time that's happened. He's really not happy with some of the driving standards here from a couple of the other competitors.
Yeah, well, you've got 40 really competitive guys out there. If you think they're all going to make the right decision every time, think again. It isn't going to happen. People will make mistakes. They don't do it deliberately, but not everybody is perfect. I'm certainly not. But you are when you're out there, Luke.
Oh, definitely not.
And that, unfortunately that happens. So you can't get too upset. What goes around comes around. Next week it'll be somebody else upside down. You'll get the break, and you'll get 3 spots for free. That's the way motor racing is.
Yeah, yep. Philip's saying, why are they out of order? What happened to Benny? Benny took a pit stop in the last safety car, which puts him down a few, but he's actually made it back into 5th now. So there he is as they just slow down and compress up behind the safety car. The other 2 drivers that are in the top 10 that have stopped for their fuel stop is Kobe Williams and Daniel Yeaman. So they're 8th and 9th now. Tiago moves into the top 10 as well, up 23 spots, and Jacob Mabry's up 24. So some great driving there to get themselves consistently through the field safely into the top 12 or so. So yeah, good running. But Rob Bowden still out in front.
Jacob Mabry was on the podium last week in silver.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Just don't hit the car in front of
that
you.
place in gold after being in silver last week and getting into gold by getting on the podium. So that's a fantastic showing, Jacob. I'm really pleased to see that.
Now Dixon's dropped off my radar here. What's happened to Dixon? Is he still there?
Oh, I'm trying to find him. What number is he?
He's way down in 27th place, Jay Dixon. He is out there on the track. There he is, Downforce Racing driver. Took a pit stop on lap 8, so he's just come in for his fuel stop then. That's why he's dropped right off the timing screen as well. We might even throw the ticker across the top of the screen for people watching along, just so you can see where your favourite drivers are in the order at all times. But
I was looking for Jay.
Car 16, please hold speed no more than
His
80,
old lipper.
0, safety car pulling
I was
away.
going to say it's a bit of a commando livery afar, and I wasn't recognising the livery at all, so I'm looking everywhere for him.
now, do you reckon Bailey Evans this time will have wised up on what's going to happen here with Rob Bowden?
Don't know.
Safety car's
Rob's-
checked out, so we're about to go back to green.
Rob's a wise character. I like the way Paul is sort of just sitting. So he's sitting a couple of car lengths back, and he's just saying, "I'll just sit here and let you boys have a bit of fun. But you make one wrong move, and I'm there."
Car 16, you now have control of speed. You may
That's it.
accelerate at your discretion.
And look who's sitting in fourth there, Luke. Dylan O'Shea.
Dylan O'Shea, yeah, he's always there and thereabouts, isn't he?
He is, but he's got Ben all over the back of him.
Call it out afterwards.
That's a pretty good top 5, isn't it? Top 6, top 7, top 8, 9, 10.
Green, green, green.
Here we go, we're underway again, so we're back to green flag. And
Again, Rob really got the jump on him off the
Yeah.
restart, and he's weaving a bit, trying to get a bit of tire and heat in the tyres.
Williams goes through. Yeaman's still hot on his tail. Yeaman to the outside. Williams squeezes across. Super close there.
And Dylan O'Shea very, very loose in the Druids, and Ben Roberts braking early and saying, "Whoa, I don't want to be part of this."
I tell you what, Yeaman almost made contact there with Williams, who ran wide and then sent it down the inside. I think this is going to be on between these two. Let's just watch Yeaman. We're right on board. I know he's got a lot of racecraft, Daniel Yeaman. He's pretty patient as well. He's got to be careful he doesn't tie himself together and tangle wheels trying to make a move at this stage of the race. Still half an hour to go, so no point throwing it into the weeds with half an hour to go.
Yeah, Ben Yeaman's a bit like the professor, the old Alain Prost. He's the man he's got the brains around the whole thing and how to strategize and what to do. So don't write Dan off, even if he hasn't got the ultimate pace. He's got the smarts.
Yeah, it's busy back in the pack too. Look at this train of cars back in 18th place, or 17th with Josh Banks. Then you got Mackenzie Stewart, Brad Wooten behind them, Reese McGetz. It's really busy down the order, and Kobe Williams is dropping down the list. Oh, huge crash.
Huge accident.
Moving down the straight.
Wow, that's a big one. We'll review that in a sec.
Corner 1, caution, corner 1, stay inside.
That'll be another safety car, Luke.
Yeah, I'm thinking it will be. Williams has had a huge crash there. Here's the replay. We heard him call out on the radio there, not happy. And he said something about moving on the straight or weaving on the straight. Let's have a look. He dived to the inside. Oh, and he got squeezed. Huge crash. Oh, boy, that's a big crash.
Yep.
Let's have another look from his perspective.
I've
This
got
will...
A mate of mine who did pretty much that accident at the Formula Ford Festival last year, Matt Rivet, and he cartwheeled his Formula Ford all the way down, up the fence, got out of it. It was a complete canoe, not a wheel to be seen, and Matt just climbed out of it and walked away. Hardly a bruise on him. Very, very lucky boy. One of the biggest Formula Ford accidents I've ever seen. So, but very much like that. That reminded me of it.
Yeah, that's just...
Car 914, you can tow.
We'll try and have a quick look once again. We'll slow it down if we need to. Probably the onboard camera, this one's going to give us the best indication of what happens. So he moves to the right.
Down the inside, and then he's got squeezed. So who is that in front of him? 113 is Chris Whitesell.
Yeah.
So he has the right to cover the inside, so long as he makes only one move. Unfortunately, that's something that will be hotly debated tomorrow night in race control as they review the events tonight.
Yeah, it was possibly a bit late. A bit late and $1 short, to quote Martin Brundle.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, if you don't want the guy to come upside, don't leave the door open.
Yeah.
And if you leave the door open, when he's got a foot in the door, you can't shut it.
That's it. So, yeah, crazy. So a big accident there for Kobe Williams, who was having a good battle, and his strategy was probably going to play out in the long term, but now he finds himself out of this race.
Yeah, I'm just watching under safety car.
What is that?
Dylan O'Shea has gone up and got his wheels interlocked with Paul Rogers, and nearly caused an accident. I mean, hey, Dylan, I'd be giving you a bloody drive-through for that. That was poor piece of driving. Sorry.
I'm just trying to see, was it Dylan O'Shea's fault or the car behind?
Yes, it's a minimum of 10.
Just trying to see what happened there. So,
No, it's Dylan O'Shea's car. I was watching it live.
Close to coming in.
so he's gone up over the top
Go
of the
back
wheel,
and have
has
a
he?
look.
I'm referring to
Just go back. Now, Dylan O'Shea is behind Paul Rogers, so he's supposed to be behind him. So he got up beside him, got in front of him, which he shouldn't be doing to start with, and then
Not really, as long as you bunched up towards the end. I don't think
here he's got the wheels interlocked,
Yeah, yeah.
and there's room on his left-hand side. I'm sorry, Dylan, but that's just not on, mate.
I wonder if race control even saw that. I didn't hear anything
Everyone
about
lead
it.
lap, please stay left. Lead lap left.
Race control might have missed that one.
Lap traffic.
Well, I'll be reviewing tomorrow night. I'll be looking at that one.
I know Daniel Yeaman made a call out just to clarify something with race control, but he's sitting in seventh.
Gaps again.
Yeah, okay, so the gaps they're on about again, but yeah, that was some clumsy driving there, wasn't it?
It was. It's unnecessary under a safety car. I mean, you just sit in your lane, sit behind, don't hit anybody, try and keep a constant speed, don't brake late or suddenly to cause a concertina behind you. And it's not like he's getting away by it, just shouldn't be there.
Yep, there are some wayboys coming through. Phil Vella saying, can you overlap under safety cars? You should know the answer to that one. I don't think so. Is that right?
I'm going to be honest, I don't know, but I don't think you should be able to overlap under safety car. It is normal that you don't. I know you can't. Once the rules, we've modified the rules slightly a bit to match more real world, where once Roo hands over control of the field to the leader, there's no more weaving from anybody.
And
Which is in the real world, once the safety car lights go out, there's no weaving allowed.
and Roo was just giving them a verbal spanking. Then you could just hear that he said the silver has made you guys look silly tonight. And yeah, the driving standards in silver was incredible.
I love it when my watch talks to me.
Siri trying to get in on the action.
Yeah, absolutely. She's so painful.
Righto, so restart. We're only halfway through.
Yeah.
Fourth caution period, I think it is, if I've counted that correctly.
3 or 4 safety cars, isn't it?
Yeah, so there's a long way to go. We're still only seeing 2 of the top 10 pit. This will work great for Roberts and also Yeaman as far as fuel saving. They've had all these safety cars now since lap 4. Now, they came in at the first or the second safety car, but anyway, lap 4, they've had all these fuel saving opportunities now to get them to the end.
Unfortunately, the third person who'd done that early stop and was ready to capitalise is sitting in pit lane. That's Kobe Williams, so he's obviously had some issues there.
That big crash. That was the big crash with Williams. So
unfortunately, he looks like he's probably out of the race.
Yeah, he's parked up there behind the Porsche safety car. So
because they do get one complete repair, fast repair, but obviously he's not got it.
Yeah, I think sometimes they probably just think, well, that's it. I'll sit the rest of this race out. Maybe they've got other things they want to do. Maybe a bit of Valentine's Day. The red wine's still sitting at the table, and the missus is still waiting for him to come back. So who knows? Who knows?
Yeah, no. Unfortunately, to see Kobe sitting there in pit lane because he was having a really good run tonight.
Actually, Kobe's probably not old enough to drink red wines. Oh, well, look at the restart, Bowden.
I think Kobe may still be on the Sipler Cup, mate.
That's it. Bowden got out of there very, very quickly that time. That was his best jump yet. Bailey Evans has been caught napping again. Paul Rogers, can he capitalise? And watch out for Roberts in the background as well. Challenging to the outside of Dylan O'Shea. Might try a switchback.
Hopefully Paul hasn't got any damage from that little come together under the safety car.
Roberts around the outside.
Around the outside through Druid.
Wow.
It's a good move.
Big crash in the background. Huge crash in the background. We've got 4, 5, 6 more cars involved. This is huge. It's half the field.
These guys, last week we had a great week. It usually takes 2 or 3 races of the season to sort of everyone to settle down. But tonight's not a good showing.
Christian Hermanson's been involved again. That wheel is hanging off the car, so
Yep.
he'll try and limp it to safety. He's got it against the barrier there, which might keep us from another safety car.
I think he'll be towing.
So hopefully we stay green now after all the shenanigans we've just seen again on the restart.
Looks like there's no cars on the track, so I'm hoping we're going to stay green.
Tiago, off the track. That was one car off the track in front. It might have been O'Shea off again. Sure asks, is this a crash-up derby? It's looking like it at the moment.
It is a bit. Sure's dead on the money. They just got to calm down a little bit. It's it's a long race. Keep it cool, boys.
Yeaman with the overlap now, trying to get past on Wazdell, and he does. Does he hang around the outside? It's a pretty nifty move. No, he backs out of it.
But he tries the over and under and up, back up the inside.
Late dive down the inside now.
Good move. I think he's got him.
He has. Well, he's going to stay in there, Wazdell, and he's going to come back at him down the inside. It's not over yet. Oh, that's close, and they made contact.
And that's an accident. They've taken both gone off there.
Yeaman keeps it on the track, but does he have suspension damage?
I'm not going to blame either of them for that. They're fighting for position, trying to do too wide through Graham Holbens. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, he's chatting to his teammates and spotters, Yeaman, but it's dropped him down to 11th place, and hopefully he's still got all four corners pointing in the right direction on that car, because he is on that alternate strategy, and that's put him back behind Trent Gosley, who has also stopped right at the start of this race, and Reese has stopped as well, lap 1. So, wow, another spinner in the fence.
There's 2 cars.
Tiago's off again, so wow, as the drive-through penalties are being handed out like they're lollipops here tonight.
I heard a drive-through penalty for causing an accident under safety car conditions. Was that who was that for?
Didn't pick that up yet, but we just see Rob Bowden do the fastest lap of the race, which is instantly beaten by Benjamin Roberts in P4 of 15.2. They've turned the wick up.
Fourth of this.
Yeah.
And Ben's now got Paul Rogers in his sights.
And remember, Roberts has stopped for fuel. The other 6 drivers around him haven't. So he's in the perfect position to once again take a win tonight. He just needs to. Well, we think he needs to keep this under hat. You know, he needs to not throw it away trying to make a move here on Paul Rogers, because he's basically got a pit stop up his sleeve on all the drivers in front of him.
If he took enough fuel on to get to the end.
Well, yeah, that's the big.
Ben will be fuel saving everywhere he can. He'll be clutching it in. He'll be, lifting off early into the corners, trying to save fuel to get himself to the finish. He'll know exactly where he is on his fuel strategy, because they've got a readout in the car that says I've got 11 laps to go or 10 laps to go, and he'll know how many laps are left in the race, how much fuel he's got, and whether he needs to save or not. So he'll be working all he can to get that car to the finish without having to make another stop.
Oh, a slow car coming out of the pits. Roberts looks to the inside, thinks better of it. We've done a 15-1 there for Worley back in, what's he in? Back a few positions as Roberts.
Got him.
Yeah.
Dived up the inside and drew. It's a beautiful move.
Will Rogers come back though? Yeah.
This is exactly what we saw before.
With Yeaman.
He's been smart. He's backed off.
Yeah.
He's let him have the corner because he's lost the battle to win the war.
Looking out the back from Paul Rogers' car, so he holds on to third for now, still on the podium. But Philip Worley just did a 1:15.1, new fastest lap of the race. And I love this shot with the exhaust fumes coming out of this F3 car.
Ben could do with just sitting his toe, save some fuel in the toe, and just drive around, because he knows these guys have all got a pit.
He's only 2 seconds off the lead, so he'll be comfortable with that.
Yep.
Gee whiz, he's pushing hard though. He just put 2 wheels on the grass through that fast right-hander. We've got Asher Henley off the track. Oh, big crash again. Oh! And Henley's off. I think Betril is the other one.
I'm looking at that and going, we've got another safety car, boys.
Yeah. Jay Dixon goes through, and Hanley's not looking good there. So the vinegar and salt entry for Snackachangi out of this race.
Safety car, safety car,
Yep, there we go, another safety car. So going back to that causing an incident under safety car, that was Christian Hermanson that was given that penalty.
Right.
And also Nick Bottrell got a penalty for causing an incident, as did Mackenzie Stewart. So that was that little bundle that you said they were being handed out by lolly. They're the lolly keepers.
Yeah. Andrew Johnson says, loving the banner from the commentary team. Hey, Dave and Luke. Hello to you, Andrew.
Andrew, what are you doing sitting on the couch?
Should be racing, shouldn't he?
Absolutely.
Yeah, we miss seeing him out there, so we'll try and get him back. Absolute legend from the series.
Yeah, there's a few guys, and look, it's good to take some time off, but boys, you're missing a great series this one because we've got some fantastic tracks coming up.
It's a chaotic race tonight. I would have thought, last week was much cleaner, a track that a lot of the drivers probably wouldn't have a lot of time at. Now, this track, Brands Hatch, is a staple, isn't it? There's one that you start off in Toka 2 or back in the old computer games from the 90s. You do a million laps around this place. You think you'd know it like the back of your hand, but some of these drivers are driving like it's their first time ever coming here.
Yeah, look, a lot of the guys, it is their first time coming here because it's not a high-profile track so much these days because it only runs that sort of second-level motorsport in the UK with the Porsche Cup and the what's the front wheel drive touring car series. They run the TCR sort of in the UK British Touring Car Championship, but there's no F1 race here anymore. There's no WEC Le Mans cars. None of that runs here at that highest level because it's a bit of a dangerous track. So the young guys coming through, this isn't for us. We remember the British Grand Prix at Brands Hatch.
Yeah.
We remember some fantastic events here. And if you're a Formula Ford guy or whatever, it is the home of Formula Ford worldwide because it's where the World Cup. I drove the World Cup here many years ago in a Formula Ford and on the road with people like Mike Casalo, and Michael Schumacher was in my race as well. So some great names. But this is the home of all that motorsport, but not to the new generation. So a lot of the new guys haven't been here, and it's a pity because I think it's one of the most beautiful circuits in the world.
Is it still owned by Jonathan Palmer?
No, I don't think Jonathan Palmer owns Brands Hatch. Jonathan Palmer owns a shed load of them, but not Brands Hatch. I think this is the BRSCC, British Racing and Sports Car Club own it, I think. I may be wrong there, but I'm pretty sure that's it. Jonathan Palmer owns... What's Jonathan Palmer own?
Maybe he's the chairman or I know he's got something to do with this track. He's pretty high up with the...
We're getting our wave guys there again.
So 35, I reckon we'll have 35 to go when we go green. Still a good chunk of racing, 15 minutes. They're all closed up again. We'll have a quick look at the pit stop numbers next to the timing screen now for this top 20.
A pile of people who need to do a pit stop.
Yeah, Gosley's done 2 stops in P7, so he's going all right. But look at that, out of the top 5, only one of them has stopped. So Reese in P6, he should walk his way up into P2 at some point tonight if everything goes to plan.
Well, Trent Gosley has done an awesome job to be sitting there in 7th place because this is his second ever event in F3A. He joined us last week, and no offence to Trent, but he hadn't read the rule book properly, I don't think, and made a couple of mistakes, and he had to start off the back of the grid tonight in 39th place.
Wow.
So he started 39th, and there he is sitting in 7th place. That's a bloody fantastic effort, and I give him a round of applause for that. That's just superb.
He's driven well.
This is why you guys, anyone out there watching, you need to come along and get involved.
Well, he's driven well. He was great in that movie, The Notebook, too. So massive shout out. On Valentine's Day, Trent Gosley coming in from his movie. Oh, sorry, that was Ryan Gosley, wasn't it?
That was Ryan. That's his brother, mate.
Sorry, that's his brother. Okay, so yeah. The not so good looking brother out there doing very well tonight, 32 positions up in 7th, so nice job.
But that is for a second ever race in the series, and to start off the back of the grid, or was it pit lane? I think it was a pit. It wasn't even back of the grid; it was pit lane. It was a pit lane start to be sitting there in 7th place.
Yeah.
Absolutely superb.
Just saw a comment there too about Dixon clawing his way back. That's Andrew Johnson saying Dixon clawing his way back. Let's go racing, or let's get racing. Yeah, he is.
He's sitting there, and Jack Marra just in front of him. Jack's been bit off colour tonight by the looks of it.
Yeah, for sure. And well pointed out there, and we got Miguel Crespo as well in the comments saying commentator's doing a great job, and mate, he's another guy we'd love to see out there racing again.
Yeah, and Harrison Lillis there in 21st place. I think he was driving with Mickey, one of the guys that we were fighting with all Saturday.
There you go, the Fastlane Esports driver.
There was a lot of F3 guys out there. It's great. You know, you get involved in a league like this, you get to know the other people, and then you go and do some endurance events like a Sebring 12 hour or whatever, and you find that the guys that you race with in this or in other teams or whatever, and you have a bit of a camaraderie during the event. Yeah, mate, it's a fabulous thing. And you think of any sport in the world, but imagine if you could in your spare time go and play tennis and you go out in iRacing, and next thing you know, you're driving in iRacing, and here's Romain Grosjean in server with you, or here's Oscar Piastri. And you know, I had Oscar in a server with me not so long ago, and he and I had a good chat on the comms, and he's a lovely young guy. And what imagine if you could play tennis and you could play with Pete Sampras and talk to them. And mate, there is no other sport in the world that you get to use the true implement. So we've got a steering wheel and pedals. You don't get a real tennis racket when you're playing fake tennis. You don't get the golf club and go out there and happen to hit around with Tiger or whoever. I mean, we are so lucky in sim racing that we can get on, we get out there with real people and measure ourselves against real people. I know it's not the real world, but it's fantastic. It's a fantastic sport in its own.
That's it, mate. Like, I played Wii Javelin once and put a hole through my wall.
Like it was a wall and not the telly.
You're in the correct spot.
But you're right. It is the one esports where they can pretty closely mimic what you do in the real world, which is incredible.
And you get those true competitors out there.
Yep.
You know, I've been in servers with Max Verstappen, Lando Norris. I've spent time on the servers talking to Lando, and yes, world champion sports car drivers and touring car drivers, and they're all out there, and it's what a fantastic sport we've got.
100%, yeah. And F3A are bringing it again. The safety car is about to come in. This is season 12 F3A, powered by FRG, and a big thanks again to the lovely stickers VRS, Racecraft, and of course Schots. Make sure you've entered that competition as well, so go on to the link in the description. Tonight's code word is the THAMES or THAMES, so punch that in. And you
THAMES.
Yes, just for those like me that can't spell very well or even speak very well. THAMES. So stick that in there, THAMES, the code word for tonight. You get yourself in the draw, and on that 9th round of this series, we'll be spinning the wheel and picking a winner to take that beautiful VRS package away with them. So, and then we've got the lovely stickers discount code F3A Lovely. Put that in, get yourself a 10% off discount, and Shots are also giving us a link through in the description. You can go and check out their wonderful merchandise too. So please do click those links. Thank the sponsors. Without them, this won't happen. And Kobe Williams just joins up now in that contest, and Cheryl and others that have joined up tonight already. Keep it coming, guys. It's a fantastic thing to get involved with. So big thanks to the sponsors, and of course Racecraft Simulations, who have put their name once again to this series. You won't find a better rig. Go check them out. And one of these days I will get Johnny to build me my broadcasting rig. At the moment I've got it set back up on my music recording studio desk, which is nice and comfortable, but one day I'll get the rig back going again.
Now here we go, and Rob's done it again. Now we've only got about 8 minutes to go. We've got less than 8 minutes to go, I think.
10 and a half.
10 minutes. Okay, 10 and a half minutes. That's not a long time around here.
Contact Roberts. Roberts just made contact with Bailey Evans. Wow. So that was going into turn one. They're okay. Roberts definitely climbed up on the back wheel of Evans there. I'm not sure if Evans moved late, but there was some contact. Lucky to get away with that. That could have been an absolute aeroplane crash.
Now, Ben's obviously going to be good on fuel now, and he's done a beautiful
big late dive,
late dive inside. Got by him. Now, he's obviously going to be okay on fuel. Oh, look at this! They're squeezing down the inside. Ben's going to, and he's got Paul Rogers on the back as well. Ben, play it safe.
Evans is back through, is he?
Run. Yeah, he got the speed on the outside there, and he got the run, and now he's through and he's away. Now we've got a real battle there. Poor old Paul Rogers in a bit of a livery sandwich there.
Yeah, sim rig sandwich. Wow.
It just sounds so good, doesn't it? Simmering sound.
I'm just going to have a quick look at that Benny Roberts. Just check this on the replay. So this was on the restart, coming down towards turn 1. There it was there, that little tap on the back wheel. How lucky is he to get away with that?
Yeah, that's real world stuff. I like that.
Yeah. But back live now, and Evans has just dropped back slightly. Bowden, with a bit between his teeth, is trying to break out. He's got an 0.8 of a second lead over Roberts, but this is where Roberts is good. He'll claw this back quickly. I just don't know if he'll have the outright speed tonight to make an overtake, though. It's so tough to get past at some of these corners.
But are these other guys going to be able to get to the finish without a fuel stop? Because they haven't stopped.
That's true as well, isn't it?
Whoa, we've got one off. Now that's Bailey Evans just gone off down into, is that, I can't think of the name of the corner. I think, is that Graham Hill Bend? I think it is. And he's just got a bit wide, got on the brakes, lost the rear, got it up over the curb and off into the countryside. So that's a bit of a pity, because the old Simrix team were looking really good with 2 in the top 5 there.
Here's a replay of Evans. Just touched the grass on the way in, I think, and then got a bit of a
loose there.
Yeah, a bit loose. And he had the car on the inside, which distracted him, and then he went out and put a wheel on the grass.
Yeah, very, very good. Really nice bit of driving there from Paul Rogers diving up the inside. I think he saw it bended and said, I'll have a bit of that too.
Back on your screen, Paul Rogers, P3, looking good for a podium at this stage, and Roberts has closed the margin, just does a 14.8. Says, here's your new fastest lap of the race, and welcome aboard as he climbs onto the back of Rob Bowden. So this is heating up now towards the last 6 or 7 minutes of this race. Oh man, Bowden turned in from wide there.
I'm just watching a bit of a battle here on my other screen between Jack Mara and James Glasspool, and they have been side by side for 3-4 corners now. Sensational stuff.
Mate, it's pretty hectic. I'm looking back at Cooper as well. Cooper, Lillis, Christensen and Wooten all in this battle. They're side by side. They're not flinching. It's all or nothing now at this late stage. Oh, huge crash just up the road. Was that O'Shea? Oh. Dylan O'Shea. We heard him hit the barrier. We heard the crunch into the barrier before we even saw it. And it was Dylan O'Shea has gone there in a big, big way. And that will be that'll be the end of his race. Let's have a look at the replay. I'm not sure what happened there, but he has gone in.
He's battling there with Philip Sanders, and I think Philip sort of moved over a little bit, and he's decided to keep his foot in it on the grass.
Yeah.
And then once he's on there, he can't stop. So that's I think permission to park the car. I thought he did a quite nice job of parking it as well.
Let's have a look from Visor Cam on board with O'Shea. So he was trying to get down the inside, not much room there, onto the grass, and they're sort of interlocking wheels, and there's a little bit of a touch there, and then it's a one-way ticket to the fence.
Yeah, it is.
So, and then it's all over from there, isn't it?
Yeah, that'll be another one that'll be hotly discussed in the race control review tomorrow night.
So, back live, and lap 25, 44 minutes in, and Bowden's on the edge of winning this race, but can he save fuel?
I'm just hoping he can hang on, because as much as I love that Ben is so fast and so good, I love to see him someone actually take it to him. And Rob did it a lot last season. Rob really had the pace of Ben last season, and I think this season Ben seems to have just found that little edge again. But Rob's a smart guy, and you don't have to always win with pace.
Yep. So we'll keep an eye on the top battle. Wooten's Yeaman's gone in the pits. He just had a spin on that previous lap. Brad Wooten continues on, and Jay Dixon moves into the top 14.
Rogers is sitting there, still on the podium.
Yeah. So Dixon to P16. Moves forward. In fact, he's up to 14th now, and he may even go up another spot. Surely he's just catching up to Brian Cooper. So what a recovery drive. Brian Cooper, by the way, up 24 spots into the top 13 for the tanked SRT driver. So that's a mega drive for him tonight.
Yeah, and Joshua Fitt there up 17 spots, and then another one of the Simrix guys up in the top 6. So they are top 5. That's 6. Top 6, and that's a great drive from Joshua. Joshua was here last season, did a great consistent season, but right on it, but he's right on it now.
How about Roberts on the grass
Yeah.
there? I mean, that's
He's using a bit of everything.
that's 11 tenths. He's turning it up to 11 and maybe risking a little bit too much.
It's cost him a bit because he's dropped back off Rob. But you know, Ben, it's a long series. You know, you can afford the difference between second and first is not enough to risk it all.
So just to recap strategy-wise, Bowden has not stopped in this race. Roberts stopped on lap 4, took on 25 seconds worth of fuel. Bowden's taken advantage of a plethora of safety cars tonight. I think we've had 7.
Yep.
And he may just come home on this strategy. And I tell you what, Paul Rogers has done the same strategy. No pit stop. He's holding on at the moment for 3rd. So I like when they roll the dice, whether or not he did it deliberately. He's taken the big risk tonight. Just does he have enough fuel to be able to defend here and go against one of the quickest racers in an F3 in the world, Ben Roberts?
Now, well, he's just, you know, Racecraft, he's holding him on the right place,
Yep.
he's keeping Ben on the outside.
Oh,
You know.
spinner.
Ben, oh,
Roberts in the
that's
background.
Wild.
Really wild.
He's hung on to it. He's hung on to it. He's wild. Ben, it's
Wow.
not rallycross, buddy.
They both got a bit of a swapper on there, and so Bowden got loose first. Roberts then snapped, almost like there's oil on the track, which we don't get in iRacing. I'd love if we had that. Well, there's a lot of smoke on the pit straight. Have we got an issue down there? Oh, there's a burning car in the pit lane. That's what it is. There's a burning car in the
They
pits.
just started the post-race barbecue a bit early.
Let's have a quick look at that big slide here for Roberts. How did he hang on to that? High speed.
It is absolutely wild. Just shows you how hard he's trying it, how hard he's pushing that car.
Incredible. And you saw Bowden, he got sideways first on entry, and then Roberts had just let go, didn't it? And the big
And
slide.
when Ben was sliding sideways through there, I would love to have seen the grin on Paul Rogers' face because he thought it was his lucky day.
Yeah, and Scherz just asked, isn't the pit stop compulsory? I don't think it is.
No, the cars are short-filled, so they have a reduced tank size. So I don't know how many litres, but let's say they've got 20 litres, and let's say it's a 50-minute race. They're probably got enough fuel to do about 35 minutes at race pace. But if you get safety cars, multiple safety cars, you can get it through to the finish without stopping, well and good. The pit stop is not compulsory. It is just a byproduct of a short tank.
And we've seen it happen before. We've seen this happen in this series. And what's maybe going to work against Bowden is here, he's going to have to do 2 more laps here. He's just gone across the stripe for the penultimate lap. He'll have to go again because we run off a 50-minute timer.
1.5 seconds though.
Yeah.
He's got 1.5 seconds and Rob's no slouch behind the wheel. Can Ben take 3/4 of a second off him in 2 laps and pass him?
Yeah, we're watching Wooten and Tiago. Oh, and contact as well. Tiago was all crossed up. And
It's good to see these guys being able to have a little bit of contact in a race like that and the car not flying off into the barriers.
Yeah,
Because
well.
in real world, you do touch wheels and you do have a little bang here and there and a bit of blue smoke and rubbin's racing, baby. But it doesn't mean you need to end up on the fence like some of the collision models in sim racing sometimes are a little bit. That's where they suffer a little bit, but it's good to be able to see that happening. And one of the reasons that happens, and we can have that, is because we have here, it is only Australian drive, it's only open to Australia and New Zealand. And the reason we do that is to keep the internet last lap. We're on to the last lap. To keep the internet connection local, and that way we don't get so much any lag or which causes incidents. So that's why they can race so closely, is because they're all on good local internet connections.
last lap, 1 to go. Bowden leads here by 7/10 of a second. The gap is coming down. Roberts will have one more lunge at this, no doubt. Bowden has driven an incredible race to hang on here. Safe fuel. Oh, Roberts is off the track.
Roberts on the grass again, so I think that's it. Rob's now got that. It's his, and he's got it all wrapped up. All he's got to do is tie the bow.
He would have seen that. His relative would have gone straight up to 1.6 seconds, and that would probably be, the heart rate would probably come down 20 BPM straight away with that.
I'd love to know how much fuel's in his tank when he crosses the line.
Dixon almost into a top 10 here as well. He's on the back of Tiago. He's in 11th place. Incredible.
So Paul Rogers third, Reece Margette's in fourth, Phil Worley there in fifth. That's a pretty good debut as well.
Well, we're going to get the checker flag here for your race winner, Rob Bowden. Tanked SRT. Swerves his way to the line. What a drive. Roberts comes home P2. Rogers, third place in the Brawn livery. Great drive by him. Reece gets fourth. Worley gets fifth, ahead of Josh Fitt, up 17 spots into sixth. Trent Gossley on Valentine's Day goes 32 spots up into seventh. Jacob Mabry into eighth, up 27 spots, and a big drive from Philip Sanders, up 25 into ninth. And Jay Dixon does round out the top 10 tonight. Great drive by him, good recovery, gets a top 10, but Rob Bowden has pulled off a miracle.
Yeah, awesome stuff. Great event, great race. Some bloody fantastic driving out there.
Well, we're going to have some interviews shortly with the drivers. We'll bring the results up on the screen. We'll wrap it up. I've got to say massive thanks to everyone that's been chatting away over on YouTube and Facebook as well. It's been good to see your comments. Plenty of ex-drivers and people we want to see back in the series keeping us company tonight, that's for sure. But make sure you sign up. Make sure you subscribe to the channel as well. RSTVAU, our brand new YouTube channel. Hit that subscribe button and keep in touch. We've got plenty coming up tomorrow night. We're back with the Pro Invitational Series qualifier, round number 3. But in the meantime, let's head down now and have a look at these results. And this is how it finished up. Rob Bowden by 1.3 seconds in the end, and enough fuel in the car to do that extra parade lap. So good job. Benjamin Roberts P2 ahead of Paul Rogers, Reece Margette and Philip Worley, your top 5. So incredible race in the end. A lot of safety car periods. Dave, it wasn't the most pretty in the mid part with all those crashes and safety cars, but as always, it's a top class event.
Yeah, it wasn't pretty. It was pretty ugly. But at the end of the day, great race again. The guys at the front really have done a superb job. Yeah, there's a few guys there. There's a few guys there in the watching and sitting on their couch. Andrew Johnson, Phil Bella, boys.
Yeah.
Come on, get out here and let's see if you can take it to these guys. Don't play around in the background and sit there watching. It's not your style. So.
Well, great race, and we've got him in the booth now. Congratulations, Rob Bowden, on taking a great win, mate. The strategy played out for you, and mate, it's good to see you back on that top step.
Roo, I've never been on the top step.
Never?
I had 6 podiums last season, I think it was, not all second place to Benny. So yeah, I'm chuffed, man. This is great. I knew from previous seasons of F3A that this is tempted to be a bit of a crash fest. So I just took the gamble and thought, if we get a few safety cars here, there's no way in the world anyone's going to need a pit, and it's so hard to pass around here. So I thought, just sort of hold position and see what happens.
Yeah, nice drive. How much fuel was left in the tank when you crossed the line?
I still had 4 litres, so good
okay.
for another 4 laps. Yeah.
Enough for a burnout as well. It was good to see.
Absolutely.
Mate, mega drive, and that puts yourself back in this hunt. It's early on in the championship. We're only at round number 2, but how good is it getting maximum points?
Yeah, same thing happened last season. I was 13th after round 1, I think it was. I'm 12th after round 1 this time round, and then went on a bit of a run with podiums. So let's hope we can do it again. The strength of field's definitely stepped up this season. We get a lot more bigger names and higher I ratings in here now. So to still be near the pointy end is credit to what me and the Tank Test, our team have been doing.
Mate, you're not near the pointy end. You are the pointy end.
Cheers, buddy.
Very good. Benny Roberts, P2 tonight. Just couldn't hang on in the end. Lap 4 pit stop for you. And then it was, busy traffic to try and cut your way through. And then at the end there, a couple of hairy moments, almost put yourself in the wall.
Yeah, just trying a bit too hard and then sort of overheated the fronts a bit in the last couple of laps. Yeah, those sort of safety cars in between the pit stop and the end of the race. I know, sort of, Brew got a bit upset. I got annoyed. It's not. I've been doing this for 3 or 4 seasons now, and it's not really the standard I expect. So I hope the guys, everyone else, just reads the rules and just learns better for next week.
Yeah, it's all a bit exciting at the start of the season, always, Ben. We've seen in previous seasons, but after 2 or 3 races, it seems to calm down. Last week was at Oshersleep was unusual to have an opening round with such little safety car intervention. But, mate, compliments to you again. Fantastic. Speed in qualifying, unbelievable. Speed in pre-qualifying, unbelievable. And you really just got beaten by, a pit stop. And it was the safety cars that caused that difference. But, mate, second place is nothing to be disgusted with.
Yeah, I'll take second after the chaos of tonight. And I get to have 2 instant points too, so yeah, I'll take that.
Nice drive, Benny. And Paul Rogers, P3 tonight, up 6 spots onto the podium. Congratulations.
Thanks. It was I made a good start, and then early safety car. I thought I'll try and keep myself in some clear air because I haven't done a large amount of laps, so I figured I wasn't going to be able to pass a lot of them like Ben certainly did. So it just played out in my favour. I didn't really have all that great a pace, which was shown by Ben just driving away from me a couple of times at the end there. So, but really happy with third.
Yeah, great drive, mate. And obviously you've got a bit of real-world experience. Is that right, in karting or cars?
I've raced karts for, I lost count. It's about 20 years now. So,
yep.
And I've been on the sim, probably the same amount of time. Grew up as a kid doing it. So life is just getting a little bit freer at the moment. So I'm jumping in and doing a bit more sim stuff.
Fantastic
Mate,
to see.
We're absolutely rapt to have you. Great drive tonight. Lovely to see some new names up at the front. So, welcome to F3A.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Well done. Right, let's go through the top 3 and do some thank yous before we wrap it up. There's some great teams to thank and some people that obviously help you get to where you are. So we'll start off with our race winner tonight, Rob Bowden for Tanked SRT. Who would you like to thank, Rob?
Just yourself, Luke, for a great broadcast. Me and the Tank team always go back and watch it afterwards, and it's always a great watch back. All of the FRG boys for putting on the series. I know tonight might have been a bit stressful for them, but hopefully we can all redeem ourselves at the next round. Just all the Tank boys. 4 of us made gold this week, so hopefully we get some decent team points. And our team sponsors, BA Crocs, Extreme Karts Warners Bay, and Dirt Division. And I just want a bit of a personal plug. I'm racing in the Australian Super TT Championship this year in my BMW, so we are looking for sponsors. So if anyone knows any sponsors, Bowden Motorsport on Facebook, hit me up.
Very good. I'm trying to be as quick as I can to bring this up on the screen. I've just brought up your YouTube channel. I was trying to get the Facebook up and have a quick look at the car. There it is. Hopefully I've got the right page there. So is that the BMW? There it is. Yeah, Extreme Karts, Warners Bay. There you go.
Awesome, mate. Appreciate the plug.
So there you go. Go check it out over on Facebook and YouTube. Give it a like and subscribe. Some pretty decent looking race cars on that page too. So support Rob in his journey. Well done, Rob. Congratulations. P2, Benny. Who would you like to thank?
Big thanks always to yourself, Luke, for broadcasting this. Guys at FRG for having you put up with us lot every week. And everyone watching at home. And of course, Machine Cult, Mini Muscle Cars, and Dream Simulation.
Great drive, P2. Finally, Paul Rogers, P3 tonight. Who would you like to thank, Paul?
Just a little old privateer with no sponsors to thank, but I'll thank you guys for running the broadcast and F1A for running all this series. This is really cool. This is the second time I've done it, or the second race I've done, and this is fun. So thanks.
Awesome. Mate. We'll hope to see that livery off your go-kart on the car in coming weeks. So I love the Brawn livery, but mate, love to see something with hopefully a couple of your, sponsors or family graphics on that car. Be awesome.
Yeah, cool. I'll see if I can get something teed up.
Awesome, mate. Well done. And yeah, great podium tonight. Rob Bowden, our winner. Benny Roberts, P2. And Paul Rogers, your top 3. Massive thanks, Dave. You don't get enough thanks, mate. You're in here with me chatting away for 2 hours. Dave Roberts on the mic with me tonight. Big thanks to you, mate, for making this really enjoyable for me as well.
Mate, it's just a good excuse to empty the cellar.
Very good. But we're back next week. And I'm just trying to... Okay,
New circuit, Agni Coors. Fantastic circuit, real twisty. There's hardly a straight piece of road on it. Nobody has any experience there. Be great to see.
Mega. Righto. Well, that's it for tonight. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe to RSTV AU, our brand new YouTube channel. And we'll be back same time, same place next week for F3A, powered by FRG. And don't forget, tomorrow night we do the third round of the qualifying series for the Pro Invitational Logitech series. So make sure you tune in for that as well. Big thanks on behalf of myself and Dave Roberts from the commentary team here. This is Race Stars TV. Good night, guys.
Ciao.
Ciao.